Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Joshi. My name is Matt Turner, and folks, I'm joined by a man whose favorite character on the Howard Stern show is a man named Beat. But this week, he's here to talk about Miyu Yamashita and her Crash Rabbit Heat.
Oh,
I'm with the
there we
one and
go.
only Andy Hatter. Andy Hatter, how are we doing on this windy day? I guess we're back to winter after 3 days of almost summer weather.
Yeah, we had that first spring, and then we get the second spring and a third spring before we actually have a spring here in Pennsylvania. So it was 70 degrees, and today it's a high of, no, it was almost 80. It was 78. Now it's a high of maybe 30, something like that, 35 maybe. Yeah, it's a little cold out today. It was real nice, and now it's not. But I didn't know where you were going with that intro there. I had no idea. I'm like, where were we going here? Beetlejuice? And I was like, he's gonna say Bigfoot, and like, where are we going? But that was good.
Yeah, I thought about I was driving home from work a couple days ago and I was just like, what am I gonna usually it comes off right at the top of my head. Sometimes I don't even it's just as soon as I hit the record button, I'm like, I'll think of something. So it just came to me and was like, beat, crash, rabbit, heat. There it is. So then I
There you
text you
go.
and I was like, batten down the hatches. I got a good one for you, buddy. I got a good one for you. But yeah, man, the weather was Sunday was really nice. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday it was the high
Hmm.
70s. And then just the other day it was snowing. Thursday on
Yeah.
my way home from work, I was like snowing and sleeting. It was like 40-degree drop.
Hmm.
So back to the hoodies,
Yeah,
my man. I
crazy.
speaking of
Yeah.
Miyu Yamashita, I do have
Oh, nice.
my
That's
Miyu
awesome.
Yamashita hoodie. Yes, yes. No Beetlejuice on this.
No
I don't
Beetlejuice
think
hoodie. I don't have a Beetlejuice shirt on either. Wish I did. Wish I had one.
Beetlejuice versus Miyu Yamashita would be a great match, buddy. It really would. It really would.
There we go.
But just a
Oh
quick
man.
programming note before we dive
Hmm.
into so much great stuff we have. So, obviously, on the World of Joshi podcasting network, if you listen to us on the Stardom cast and if you listen to us on the Marigold Standard, first of all, we thank you. Second of all, you'll probably note that at the end of the Stardom cast, we do the EO and Kyrie watch.
Hmm.
And then on the end of the Marigold Standard, we do a gaze at Julia. Just the other day, basically what we're going to add here on Talk Joshi is we're going to add the Woman of Honor. Just because I noticed a few days ago how incredibly stacked the ROH women's division is. You have Athena as your main champion, Deanna Perrazzo as your pure champion, Red Velvet, who's gotten really good over the last
Yeah.
7, 8 months, is your TV champion. They just added Maya World and Hyon. Serena D wrestles there from time to time. Sometimes you get a Mina, sometimes you get a Yuka Sakazaki. Zeta Steele, former alumni from Marigold, she's
Hmm.
on there quite a bit. So I figured that's what we're gonna do. Is at the end of each Talk Joshi episode, we're just gonna go back into the previous week's ROH show, and then if
Okay.
there's no women on that show, I'll go. Maybe I'll go watch like Athena versus Sheeta for the women's championship back at Supercard of Honor back in
Hmm.
Philly, something like that. So this week at the end of the episode, I'll be reviewing from Honor Club, the Maya World versus Athena Proving Ground match, and
Mm.
then Hyan versus Red Velvet for the Ring of Honor TV Championship. Yeah, there's just a lot of really great women's wrestling around the world, and Ring of Honor is no exception to them. So, may as well cover it here on Talk Joshi, my friend.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, ROH is one of them things that kind of goes under the radar. You hear something's good, and but you don't have time. And I know now there's going to be the My AEW for everywhere, not in America, where you can watch ROH and AEW. But for most people, you got to get Honor Club, and most people don't have it. And sometimes you see it if it gets up to YouTube, but that's about it, unless they show it on AEW TV. But if so, then it's like 20 seconds. So that's a good idea. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
But I want to bring up one thing. I
sure.
like that we had a debut in the network. And you're probably like, what am I getting at? You know, on the main show, you got Matt Turner and Rob Goodwin on Stardom Stardom Cast and Marigold Standard. You got me, Andy Hitter, here on the Talk Joshi. But I like the debut of a new character, a new persona, Gerp Goodwin. I really
Oh
like
yes.
Gerp, typical Gerp. We got to
Curve.
keep that yeah. Oh, you know Gerp. We got to keep that going. And when I heard that, I was like, how did someone mispronounce or mishear Rob and think it was Gerp? That's one of the all-time like total mess ups, Gerp. But I like it. We should keep it. So
At the same
Gerp
time, buddy.
Goodwin. Yeah.
At the same time, buddy, that guy, whoever called Rob Gerp, is now he has now created a new character.
Yeah.
It's a Gerp thing to do.
Yeah, on the world of Joshi has now Gerp Goodwin has now entered the chat. Yeah.
He has now entered the Rumble. He is
There
now
we go.
into the
Yeah,
Rumble.
Kurt, yeah, he's like McFoley. Rob Goodwin gets eliminated and
Oh
Gurp comes
yeah,
out.
the three faces of Goodwin.
Yeah,
We
that
get to come
that
on
was
another
great.
one.
Gurp Goodwin. And then what
Oh,
to tell you before we get going,
sure.
I was at Walmart today, right? And they have a new display of WWE figures. It's the WrestleMania Vegas one. So they have almost everybody except for the one figure that I wanted. I was gonna pick it up for you. You can probably see where we're going. They had Steve Austin. They had the Creed brothers. That I don't think the Creed brothers would buy the Creed brothers figures. There's Damian Priest, Logan Paul, I think Jey Uso, and there's one there, the only girl in the whole set. And they had two of each figure, except for her. There was not one Io Sky on the whole rack. And I was like, how did this happen? Is she the chase? I don't know. She's on the back of the box, but her figure was not there. All the rest of them, at least two of them, some three of them, but no Io Sky.
Is this because I just got one? I know it came out like a few weeks before Christmas, and Amber was like, "Please do not buy any more wrestling figures until we come back from Japan." And I actually forgot about it, and my comic shop went to go order it for me, and it was all sold out. I'm like, "I'll just get it off eBay." So I just got it a few weeks ago. Is that the one with the she's all in like the purple and the yellow with the trash can?
I think that might be the one. I'm not sure. It's like a red and black box because on the
I
back
think
it's
that's
just a
what it
picture
is.
of her. So I don't know. Sometimes the gear matches up, sometimes it doesn't. So I was gonna pick it up today, but that's probably the newest one. If it is, it's I forget the series. I should have took a picture of one of them just to. But it's like the WrestleMania Vegas wave of figures.
I think that's what I would know about it. Usually when an
Yeah.
EO figure comes out, I would know about. I know the Julia one is I have that pre-ordered, the Stephanie Vicker one I have pre-ordered. So I have I do tend to get all those. Well, Andy had her I mean, let's let's you kind of did this. I don't have it in my notes, but let's just kind of talk about it real quick. Did you by chance see the number one contenders gauntlet match from Monday Night Raw for the Intercontinental
No,
title?
no, I did not.
I know you're a busy guy. I know
Yeah.
there was so much
There's
wrestling
a
this
lot
past week.
this past week
Yeah,
and this coming
I
weekend.
yeah, you're not kidding, buddy. You're not kidding. But if you do have the time, definitely watch the gauntlet because it starts out with EO versus Lila Valkyria, which
Hmm.
was the best part of the gauntlet, and then it goes to EO versus Raquel Rodriguez. Then after that, it's a 2 second match with Ivy Nile and EO, and then it goes to Ivy and Bailey, and then Bailey and Oscar. I think the whole thing maybe is like 20 minutes. So if you have the time, Anthrax quote there,
Yep.
definitely watch it because it was a really, really good, entertaining match, my friend. I mean,
Cool.
it's EO. I mean,
Yeah.
it's EO at her finest, and the crowd is so hot for EO, like so hot. And obviously, she doesn't win the gauntlet. I'm sure you've seen the results,
Yeah.
but they do a great job protecting her. Like I woke up on Tuesday morning, I was like, oh man, EO didn't win. It's like, well, let's see what happens. And like they did a great job protecting her, the
Nice.
clear MVP of the gauntlet, my friend.
Yeah, and even if you don't win a gauntlet, if you're running the gauntlet and you eliminate a few people, that's kind of almost better than winning. So, I mean, I'll have to watch it. It sounds good. And WWE does like they don't do a lot of things all that great, but their gauntlets are usually pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of what they're doing with CM Punk and pretty much the entire Samoans now.
Roman, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
At
just it's
Steven Sika.
yeah, throwing that out. Now I'm gonna throw this out. I know this obviously talk Joshi, and we have so much stuff. I'm gonna throw this
Hmm.
out, considering the fact that like what CM Punk has been saying to kind of put some steam behind this match and basically putting down literally all of the Samoans, even the ones that are in the Great Wrestling Ring in the Sky. This has got to bring the Rock back, right? Like you would figure, like the
You
Rock's
would
got to make an appearance here.
you would think unless he can't make an appearance because of movies or something, but yeah, you would think then leading towards CM Punk and The Rock, that would be another big match maybe for the next WrestleMania next year, the Saudi one. But you would think unless he can't show up.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen there. I'm intrigued, my friend. I'm really intrigued with Punk and Roman. My quick
Hmm.
prediction is that CM Punk is going to turn heel with the help of one Paul Heyman. I think that that's
Mm,
the way they're going to go. They need a big heel. They don't have a big money drawing heel in that company like
no.
Cody, Randy Orton, Roman's pretty much a baby face, Punk's a baby face, like all your top draws or Rhea Ripley, they're all baby faces. So I
Yeah.
think that you need that the old Jim Cornette saying that baby face sells t-shirts, heels sell tickets, my friend.
Yeah, that's true.
But folks, we have a loaded show. Obviously, we have you're looking in the description box. We only have two shows to review. We're going to review the last Tokyo Joshi Pro show
Hmm.
that did come. I believe I believe it was on
Three
Monday.
seven or 3-8. It's weird because whatever date it's on Wrestle Universe, like it's a date before in Japan, so sometimes it shows up different for people.
It's 3-7 for us, but 3-8 for over
Yeah.
there in Japan. So we're gonna review that show. We're gonna review the marvelous A marvelous, marvelous show.
Hmm.
The one from Korakuen Hall back on the 28th of December. The one that Andy had. Was like, "You're going to be in Japan. You need to go to that." And I'm like, "I will be landing
Yeah,
just
the
as the
day
show's
it
starting."
happens.
So that's not going to happen. I completely forgot about it. So we're gonna go through that. We're gonna go through those. Obviously, I want to spend a bulk of the episode talking about all the other wrestling around the horn. So we will
Hmm.
get to that. That is basically going to be your dessert. Those two shows, but there is so much other wrestling around the horn and so much other news. Now, the first thing, and I know you texted me last week, and I know this match is about 2, 3 weeks old. You did watch a match of the year candidate, in my opinion, from Marigold, which, by the way, Marigold
Hmm.
is on tonight at 10:30.
Oh my.
So yeah, so we have Marigold tonight at 10:30. Tomorrow, I believe it's either tomorrow night or Sunday morning is the finals of the Cinderella tournament. We're going to get into that in a moment. And then we also have AEW Revolution, looks so loaded on
Yep.
Sunday night. And then come Tuesday, we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday the Tokyo Joshi Pros and shows in Texas, which again we're going to get into in a moment. But anywho, let me back up a little bit because of
Yeah.
course I went off the rails. You did watch a match for Marigold and Korakuen Hall back a few weeks ago, and you
Yes.
texted me a little bit about it. Chikagoto and Victoria Zuki, my friend. Obviously, full review on the Marigold Standard a few weeks ago. But what did you think about the match? Did it live up to the hype that I built up? Because I thought it was a really, really next level match for both competitors.
Yeah, when you said this match was good, I was like, I wanted to check it out. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to at that time. And then I was like, I'm gonna watch it. Then I think I watched it the next day after we recorded last week, and I was watching it, and they go right outside, and she starts hitting that giant swing on the outside. I was like, this is awesome already. That was maybe 2 minutes in, maybe two. So yeah, the match was really good. Chikugoto looks great, and Victoria Izuki looks great too. Yeah, and then that finish that Victoria hitting like spiral tap, whatever you were moonsault, like twisting
Yeah,
corkscrew
the
moonsault. That was awesome.
she calls her she does one where she just runs, like not off the top rope. She calls it the
Okay.
victory shooting.
Oh,
And then
like Amazing
the
Red.
yeah, and then the top rope one she calls the victory sunset. The one that
Oh,
she
okay.
runs with, she hits it right about 75% of the time. It's a little tricky. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
it's easier for you to hit move off the top rope because you have more time
More
to
room. Yeah.
rotate. But the move that she does to me that I think should be her finish more often, she does a beautiful straight jacket German suplex, and I think that
Mm.
fits her really well. But when she breaks out that victory sunset, the basically the spiral tap from the top rope, when she hits it 100% clean, like she did on Chikagoto, it's a beautiful move, and it was really
Yeah.
the perfect move to end that match. I mean, Chikagoto is one of the most improved wrestlers in all of wrestling. Victoria Zuki at just like age 20 is like that
Wow.
good, that fast. And whenever anybody does an interview with her, whenever like, what's your hobbies outside of wrestling? Wrestling. What do you like to watch in your free time? Wrestling. So
Wrestling.
she's like wrestling 24/7. So
That's
she's going to
awesome.
consistently getting better.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's going to be in like 3 or 4 years, if not sooner, a top five, a top 10 best Joshi going, which is saying
Yeah.
something. Consider how loaded the field is. But I'm
Hmm.
so just like blown away how great Victoria Zuki is.
Yeah, she's really good, and I've only seen her a handful of times. Same with Chikagoto, but yeah, that match was awesome. It was well worth watching. So if you haven't seen it, check that match out definitely. But yeah, Victoria Yusuke, I can see her eventually being the Red Bull champion over there, and probably multiple time white belt champion. Because she's really good, and I can see Chica. I thought for a second maybe she had it there as my cats fight each other. Hold on one second.
You're good. Go ahead, go,
Hopefully you don't
baby.
hear that. One just attacks him. He's like that death grip. I'm like, stop it. So yeah. Well, what was I saying? Yeah, I could see. I thought for a second there at one point Chica was gonna win it, and then like, then she's not gonna win. But still, yeah, a great match. I'd probably give it at least 4.5, 4 and 3/4. That wasn't quite 5 stars, but it was really good. Really
I
good.
think I had it 4 3/4. I think
Yeah.
that's where I was on that rating. Next little segment, okay, 'cause again, folks, we have so much to go through other than the two shows we're going to review. I do want to talk about we did have the full card announced for Tokyo Joshi Pro Grand Princess 2-6, but Andy Header. I have a
Mm,
little asterisk next to
yep.
my notes here because as I was late, we had a match change. We had a match change, and I'm glad that this dropped last night in order for us to record and talk
Yeah.
about it. So last night I was laying in bed and I was half asleep and I got a text from one Andy Zyke. And at first, because I was texting Lily about something, usually Lily texts me late at night and then
Hmm.
to wake me up, and then I, in return, text her around 5 in the morning when I'm at the
Oh,
gym.
there you go.
Yeah, it's payback, baby.
Ah,
But she's a heavy sleeper, so it's like, it
yeah.
doesn't matter. But anywho, so I looked at my phone And he's like, yeah, there was a match change that Ling Ling Yi, or excuse me, Li Ying Li. Yes, I said that right. Sorry.
The
That
former
TNA pulled her.
Xylee. Yeah.
Former Xylee TNA pulled her, and you didn't have to wait long to find out who her replacement was. One Takumi Iroha.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting Spark Rush versus Miyu Yamashita and Arisa Endo. Now, I have seen a handful of Lee Ying Lee matches since she left NXT and WWE when she was Xia Li. I've seen a handful of them on the indies, the stuff she did in Japan and in TNA. Phenomenal wrestler, really good. However, I have seen so much of Takumi Iroha, obviously with the Marvelous, obviously her wrestling in Marigold and Stardom, her and Suri as a tag team, which is going to be the last match we're actually going to review on this
Mm-hmm.
podcast. Her and Suri as Spark Rush are like almost like an OP team, like completely overpowered. So obviously, this show, Grand Princess, you can see that Tokyo Joshi Pro is trying to get this out to more people because of the iconics, the inspiration,
Yeah.
because we have Ariza the Giant Panda versus Mizuki, and obviously that's such a gifable match that we're going to see there. And then you're bringing in somebody that used to wrestle in NXT, somebody that used to wrestle in WWE as Xia Li, now doing great things in TNA again as Li Ying Li. So she's the bigger worldwide star. But a lot of the diehard Joshis, me, you, and 90% of our audience are like, yeah, she's great. We're sorry that she's not going to be in this match. But we kind of, and I don't mean to be disrespectful because again, I think
Yeah.
she's great. But we kind of got something a little better here with Spark Rush versus Arisa Endo and Miyu Yamashita, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's when you said it to me. I didn't know because I guess it was announced late. It probably would have been early Japanese morning
I
at
was
for us.
asleep, yeah, and then I was like, I know what time you get up, and sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when I woke up the next day, I was getting ready for the gym, and I was like, "Was that a dream or not?" And I'm like, "No, Andy's like literally woke me up as I was sleeping." Again, he's not only do I go to bed early, but he's like, so this was like
4 hours
9:30,
behind. Yeah.
yeah, and then I think so it was 6:30 for him. So, and I get texts from I've been getting a lot of texts from Tom Fain, who's by the way, he's on commentary for the Marigold show. So good luck to you,
Mm,
Tom. I know you'll knock it out of the
yeah.
park. I get texts from people from Japan at all hours, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
But it
because
was
you
just like,
forget. Yeah.
yeah, you forget the time zone. So I was like, oh, all right. I was like, I need to text Andy Header. So I was just getting ready for work, and I text you. I was like, hey, did you see the big news from Tokyo Joshi Pro? Like, no. And I'm like, good way to start your Friday, buddy. Here you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about this, my friend?
So we are in agreement here, and I texted Andy like too. I was like, I was looking forward to seeing the former Xia Li because I haven't seen her in a while and I heard good things. I mean, she looks great, but I haven't seen her wrestle in years now. But I mean, this is better. This is an upgrade. So yeah, not known as worldwide as Xia Li, as Takumi Roha, but still, we know what we're getting with Spark Rush, and the match just it just got upgraded, and it's gonna be really good now. So yeah, it's one of them things where it's like, oh, she can't make it. Well, kind of like this a little bit more. So yeah, I think the show just got a little bit better. Nothing against Xylee.
Yeah, hopefully they do bring her back because
Yeah.
obviously, buddy, you have Wrestle Universe. How else would you watch these?
Hmm.
Definitely go through the Tokyo Joshi Pro catalog because she's been in a few matches there, and I think you'd be really impressed. I think you'd be really
Yeah.
impressed. But obviously, we are going to have our full preview and prediction show. We are slated to record the Thursday before
Hmm.
Grand Princess, so that's when obviously card subject to change. So myself, Andy Squared, as Gerb Goodwin calls you guys.
Gerp.
Uh,
Typical Gerp.
Good old Gerb. Andy Header obviously be joining me in one Andy's like from the Tokyo Joshi Pod. So we're gonna have our full preview and prediction show again a few
Hmm.
days before Grand Princess. But I just kind of just want to run through the card real quick, partner, and just kind of get your thoughts. So the opening, well, what I believe is going to be the opening match is, as I don't know where Andy Header went for all of you people on YouTube. You're upside down, buddy.
I dropped. Oh, am I
You're
back
good
now?
now.
Or
You're good
okay,
now.
I had a phone call. I had to disconnect. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah, but
You're a
I'm good.
popular
It's all
guy,
right.
buddy.
I
You're a
know. Yeah.
popular guy. Opening match, Uda Takami versus Shion Kanzaki. It does look like we're going to have a DDT Iron Man Rumble, a Heavy Metal
Mm.
Championship Rumble. So my guess is going to have a lot of surprises there. This match I'm really looking forward to. Bumping Gritters teaming up in an actual like tag match, just the two of them. So Himawari and Shino Suzuki taking on Ren Kanatsu and Toga. Six-person tag, which I think we'll get into when we get into our Tokyo
Mm.
Joshi Pro Show. Six-person tag as Riding High Palm Harajuku teaming with Max the Impaler and Aja Khan to take on the team of Prison Greed of Haru Kazushino, Yuki Aino, and one Shoko Nakajima.
Mm.
The match that may be the most giftable match in the history of pro
Yep.
wrestling. Ereza the Giant Panda taking on Mizuki. Then we go to the match we just talked about, as we do have Spark Rush of Suri and Takumi Roha taking on Miyu Yamashita and Arisa Endo. I am so looking forward to that match.
Yep. It should be great.
Yeah, I mean, whew, that's gonna be terrific. Hyper Misao and Super Shindango Machine taking on Yuka Sakazaki and Konosuke Takeshita. And then we get into our big three championship matches: Suzumi versus Mirai, the iconic slash the inspiration of Jesse McKay and Cassie Lee, taking on the tag team champions of Uber Eats of Yuka Kamafuki and Wanaka Uehara Forever. And then our main event, maybe, and we'll definitely have to ask Andy Zyke, maybe the best built. We're not done yet because we got a lot of matches this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This week, the best built Princess of Princess Championship match in Tokyo Joshi Pro history. Miyu Watanabe against Yuki Arai. To me, buddy, that is a really, really solid card. You have your comedy stuff, obviously the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metal
Yeah. It
Rumble.
should be entertaining.
Real quick, buddy. Obviously, we'll get into the full predictions in a couple weeks. How many title changes do you expect on that
That
Rumble of the
rumble.
DDT? Yeah,
At least five, I
I
would
was gonna say
say. At least,
four.
depending how many people they add more title changes. But at least five, and I would say at least one non-human wins the belt. By that I mean maybe a chair or a shirt or a Hypermobile's Hypermobile, something like that.
Yeah. Again, this show's gonna have a little bit of everything. And I don't know what time it starts. That might be late Saturday night.
It
For
might be
us,
because it's a pay-per-view. Yeah.
that's the way it usually. No, it's. I don't think. Well, it's a big show, but it's not a pay per view. I believe it's
Oh,
free with
okay.
your subscription. I
Really?
don't.
Wow.
I don't think. I just think it's. Yeah, it just says live on Wrestle
Then
Universe.
then we might get it at 9:30, 9:45 Eastern in the States time. Then we might, because that seems to be when the Tokyo Joshi Post show start. I don't know if it's a bigger show, if it'll be different.
2 p
Be
2 p.m. So that would make it, I think, 10 o'clock for us.
Yeah, I
14
think so.
hours. I think that's right. I think that's we'll
Wow.
figure that out. We'll figure
Yeah,
that out. I'm
not
just
bad. That's
yeah. We'll figure that out. I'm already planning my nap for after this show, after I eat, so that I can get up at 10:30 for the
oh
Marigold
man.
show, which looks really, really good. We have all four of our cards announced for the Texas shows, which
Mm-hmm.
start on Tuesday. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and then there's a travel day. And then I believe, because it's the 17th, 18th, I think the 21st and 22nd. I have them all right here. So we'll get into that. We do have on the show on the 17th, Texas Stampede. We do have uh, Saraka Hirota, who is the former Kaya Toribami, taking
Mm-hmm.
on Shino Suzuki. Have you seen the YouTube video of Kaya's kind of almost transformation?
No, I have not yet. I did see. So obviously, we'll get to it. She cuts the promo, and then she leads to this new character of Sakura Hirota. But it's like, I don't know anything else. Every picture and match graphic is just a black like outline, kind of like vacant in WWE. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm curious to see where she's going with this, and she's still going to do Kaya. Is this another mask character, or is it just her without a mask? Who knows?
I think it would be, if they don't split up her and Miyu Yamashita, and they shouldn't because they're great together.
Yeah,
I think she should, if she's changing character and she's wearing a mask, I think she has to either get a really super cool mask or take the mask off. And the
yeah.
reason why I point out that the team with Miyu Yamashita is, who was Miyu's last tag partner before she left Tokyo Joshi Pro?
No, Makito.
And Maki Ito is very with the facials. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, it's kind of, you literally went from 180. Miyu Yamashita is making it work, but I think that Kaya Toribami needs to take the mask off.
Yeah, because her mask is okay with the bird nose thing. I'm not really into it. Maybe she'll be like a Keishan Liger, where like when Liger takes a mask and she'll have crazy face paint.
Oh, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But the reason why I bring that up is Andy Zyke provided us some notes.
Thank you, Andy.
Yes, thank you, Andy. And he gave us a good, nice little shout out on his week episode. He put over our interview with Miyu Watanabe and
Oh,
the
wow.
Shoko Nakajima folks interview. Hopefully, we'll get the notes back from Tokyo Joshi Pro. Hopefully in the upcoming weeks. And then when we do
Mhm.
have to submit our Miyu Yamashita questions, I'm glad we waited on that, because with their match change, there's
Yeah, yeah.
so me and you will get, we'll this weekend, buddy, and next week we'll get together and we'll we'll draft our
Okay.
questions for Miyu Yamashita. But anywho, again, thank you to the formerly banned Andy Zyke for these notes that he sent in. Not sure if you saw on X Twitter, but Kaya Toribami is undergoing a name change. There was a YouTube video posted where she did some ninja training and then
Ooh.
visited a shrine. At the shrine, she sort of became possessed. I love that. And took off her Kaya Toribami mask. Sunday the 15th is supposed to be her final time wrestling as Kaya. Starting in Texas, she'll be Sakura Hiroto. Not sure she'll team with Miyu. And then he basically said this is the most in-depth storytelling Tokyo Joshi Pro has been in quite some time because they're using all of the social medias to get this
Mhm.
across. So definitely check out the YouTube video. So I just wanted to point that out before I go on the rest of this card. So yes, her debut under the new character will be against Shino Suzuki. We have Suzumi taking on Uda Takami, which I'm really excited for
That
that.
should be pretty good.
Yeah, that'll be really, really fun. Hyper Masao teaming with Mifu Ishida to take on the team of Raku and Palm Harajuku. And this is
Wrong
where, for
one.
me, the card really, really steps up. Mizuki teaming with Yuki Aino to take on the team of Miyu Yamashita and Arisa Endo. So we're going to get
Mm.
Miyu and Arisa getting a few reps in before their big match against Spark
Yeah.
Rush. And they're not up against any slackers by any stretch of the
No.
imagination. Mizuki and Yuki Aino. Mizuki and Miyu Yamashita have like low key one of the best rivalries in Tokyo Joshi Pro history over the past few years. So really looking forward to that. It is built as the semi-main event as we're gonna see the inspiration in the ring
Hmm.
before their championship match as Jesse McKay and Cassie Lee are gonna be taking on the team of Wanaka Uehara and Shoko Nakajima. So
Yeah.
obviously this is Wanaka is gonna get some time in with the inspiration, kind of maybe have an idea like where the match can go.
Film out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about this. I think it was last week when the inspiration was they were wrestling the Brawling Birds last
Yeah.
week on Collision, and I mean you were texting each other back and forth. I'm like, all right, we haven't seen them wrestle in quite some time, and we haven't seen them wrestle when they were in TNA. Nothing against TNA. I know a lot of
Hmm.
people enjoying TNA. We just don't have the time. We just
Yeah.
don't have the time to add another promotion. So we're like, all right, let's see how this is. They're in the ring with Jamie Hayter. We're gonna get a Jamie Hayter in a moment, and Alex Windsor.
Hmm.
And they got squashed. So we're like, oh, well, that's not going to help us at all for this match in
No,
Tokyo
we
Joshi Pro.
kind of still didn't see them wrestle.
I will say this, buddy. Wanaka, she's really, really good. But if they can have a great match with Shoko Nakajima in there,
Yeah, then don't even show up to Grand Princess. Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, Shoko could probably do some really good stuff with him. They could just pick her up and put her down. Like, I think there's gonna be some good stuff there. I'm looking forward to that to see how they work in Tokyo Joshi Pro. I think they'll get over because they're in Texas, and this is gonna help to bring people that aren't fans of Tokyo Joshi Pro. Hey, the Iconics are on the show. Let's check them out. So I think it's smart booking, and it'll be fun to see what Shoko can do with them.
and I know TNA has drawn really well in the past few years in Texas. So yeah, that'll help them out. And again, like Shoko Nakajima is the person that like if you need to have a good match in Tokyo Joshi Pro, she's the person to go to. If you ever listen to
Hmm.
those old interviews with like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall when they were bringing somebody in and they're like, you're going to wrestle, they wrestled the 1, 2, 3 kid Sean
Yep.
Waltman, and they were just like, if you can't have a good match with him, like pack your bags, like you're out the
Yeah.
door. Like if I was wrestling Tokyo Joshi Pro and like you only have one match, Matt, and it has to be a really great match. Miyu Watanabe and Miyu Yamashita are my two favorite wrestlers in this
Hmm.
company. And I think I probably have a good match with them, but I'm like, I know with Shoko I'd have a good match because she's that good. So
Hmm.
it's going to be a proving ground. It's going to be an eye-opening match. It's probably the match I might be looking forward to. One of the matches I'm looking forward to the most during these 4 shows we're going to be watching during this week. And I think that the inspiration is going to have a really good match here. I'm really looking forward to them really kind of blowing it out of the water because it's a really big test for them, and I think they'll hit
Hmm.
it out of the park. So I'm really excited for that. I think this show starts at 8 our time. I think the next show starts at 7. So I think
No,
this
not
these are
bad at all.
shows that we might be able to watch live. Again,
Yeah.
the next week is pretty much us covering all these Tokyo Joshi Pro shows. So there's 4 in Texas and there's actually 1 in Japan. So next
Wow.
week might be a super long episode with us
Yeah.
covering 5 Tokyo Joshi Pro shows. So unfortunately, I think everything else is gonna have to take a back seat to
Yeah,
these
probably most
shows.
likely.
Main event as we're seeing another preview tag, my friend, of the big Princess of Princess Championship as we have Yuki Arai tagging with Yuki Kamafuki. Yes,
The
the Yuki
Yukis.
and Yuki. to take on Daydream of Miyu Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi.
That
So
should be really good.
the one thing I noticed about these Texas cards, there's like 6 or 7 matches, so they'll probably be like right around 2 hours, but they're packed with a punch. Like every
Yeah.
match looks really, really good. Like I'm really looking forward to a lot of this stuff. So again, 4, maybe 5, new record for us on Talk Joshi. We may have
Yeah.
to review 5
Big
shows next week. So that is the show on the 17th. The show from the 18th, we will, and again, I'm just kind of going what I think is the match order. Obviously, this can change. Hyper Masao taking on Sakura Hiroto, again,
hmm
the former Kaya Toribami. And then we go to Arisa Endo and Shino Suzuki versus Yuki Arai and Mifu Ishida. If you remember how great Yuki and Mifu were as a tag
Yeah.
team in the Max Hard tournament, Shino Suzuki's great, great up and coming wrestler, and Arisa Endo is one of the best wrestlers in this company. So that's a match I'm really looking
hmm
forward to. Next match, we got Riku and Pam Harajuku taking on the tag team champions of Uber Eats of Wakana Uehara and Yuki Kamafuki. Special singles match out of nowhere. Rika Tatsumi versus Yuki Aino.
That should be a good
Now,
singles match. Like you look at it, I'm like, wait a minute. That might be.
you there, partner? You kind of
Yeah.
you
Can you
started.
can you hear me?
Okay, you're
Yeah.
good. Yeah, okay,
Okay.
you're good
I don't
now.
know what happened. Yeah.
No, you're good
Yeah. I
because
was saying that match could be really good.
here's the match that not only am I looking forward to the most on this whole entire tour, but of all the wrestling going on this week, this is the match I'm looking forward to. The WWE, AEW, well, AEW's got some good stuff. AEW,
Yeah.
Stardom's got some good. Anywho, you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Shoko Nakajima versus Miyu Yamashita. I
Yeah.
mean, the one thing we've noticed with these shows that they do in the States is they always give you something really, really special. We saw it in
Yeah.
Philly, we saw it in Vegas, and now we saw it in Texas
Yeah. Last
when they
time.
did last time. And this is like a really special match. Like you can put this match in Korakuen Hall, and it's a big main event. But we're getting
hmm
here in Texas. It's not even the main event of the show. So
Yeah.
Shoko versus Miyu, a match that I am really, really looking forward to. Again, probably the match I may be looking forward to the most in all the wrestling this upcoming week. But the main event is something special as well. Miyu Watanabe teaming with Suzumi to take
hmm
on the team of Mizuki and Uda Takami. I made mention a few minutes ago about the makeshift team during in the Max Heart tournament with Yuki Arai and Mifu Ishida. Mizuki and Uda Takami made it all the way to the finals
Yeah.
of the Max Heart tournament. In my opinion, they were the MVP of the tournament,
A lot of
and
people
they're
thought they were gonna win.
yeah, this guy here, I thought they were going to
Yeah.
win. They're taking on the team of the 2 wrestlers that had one of the greatest matches in Tokyo Joshi Pro history back at the Itian show of Miyu Watanabe and Suzumi. So kind of like these makeshift teams that they're putting in here, but I'm really looking forward to it. Again, another really solid card partner.
Yeah, that card really, the last two matches are really going to be. I think I like those last two matches the most out of both the cards we just went through. They're going to be really good.
Yes, and then Tokyo Joshi Pro, they announce the rest of the shows for this weekend. We go to March 21st, and these 2 shows are going to see some local talent that we have seen.
hmm
By local, I mean Texas talent that we have seen on Tokyo Joshi Pro before. We start with, again, what I think is the opener, Shino Suzuki versus Mifu Ishida. It's almost like a battle for the future there.
Yeah,
Then we
solid
have,
opener though.
yeah, really solid opener, Uda Takami against Sakura Hirota. And then we have special singles match, Jada Stone taking on Rika Tatsumi. That
hmm
can absolutely steal the card on this show. And then we're going to get what I think is going to be a little bit of comedy, maybe a little bit of warm up for Arisa the Giant Panda as Mizuki taking on Hyper Misao.
hmm That should be a fun one.
Speaking of a fun one, Daisy Monkey versus Riku and Pam Harajuku.
Yeah.
That will be a really, really fun match as well. They were actually, I believe, in the second round of the Max Heart 4 tournament because I did release a
hmm
cheap plug for our $5 tier Patreon members over at the World of Joshi, Patreon exclusive. I did release the 2024 Max Heart tournament win of Daisy Monkey. And I believe in
hmm
round 2, they did wrestle Palm and
Wow.
Riku, which was a really good match. So a rematch of that match. So Daisy Monkey against Palm and Riku. And then we go to what is billed as the semi-main event, the tag team champions of Wanaka Uehara and Yuki Kamafuki, also known as Overeats, taking on, how about this for a team, Yuki Aino and Vert Vixen. That's going to
Yeah,
be fantastic.
that should be really good. We've seen Vert before in Tokyo Josh Pro and Sendai Girls.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Vert Vixen. I did make mention that I was actually supposed to interview her last week, but something came up. We're circling back. We were trying to interview her either next week, or I'm actually going to try to get her after these shows
Yeah, why
to
not?
try
Even
to
better.
talk about it. Yeah. So I basically just said, will you tell me what works for you, and I'll fit it into my schedule. If I
Yeah.
got to get up at 2 in the morning, that's what I'll do. So we're just trying to work something out. She is an absolute a delight to deal with, like
Hmm.
so nice. So we were supposed to have her on last week. However, it might be a blessing in disguise to have her on after these shows in Tokyo Joshi Pro. And quick plug, I know you didn't see this match, partner. I actually just watched this about 2 weeks ago. Vert actually challenged Miyu Watanabe back in 2024 for the Princess of Princess
Really?
Championship. It was main event in Korakuen Hall. It was phenomenal. So
Wow.
definitely, if you have the time, definitely check that out,
Yeah.
buddy. The main event, man. If I wish I lived in Texas.
Yeah. To go to these shows for $20, can you imagine?
This main event. Shoko Nakajima, who again may be the best worker in this company, which is saying
Hmm.
something because again it's debatable, teaming with the number one contender Yuki Arai to take on Miyu
Yeah.
Watanabe, and Miyu Yamashita. Like
Ooh.
these cards are like really good, but when you get to that final two or three, it's just like I don't have to pay extra money. Like if each of these shows were extra pay-per-views, I would pay. I would pay for it
Yeah.
because like that's just
The
absolutely
the main
fantastic, my friend.
Yeah, the main events for all these are really good main events. It's not like you're going to see a WWE house show where it's just like, it'll be all right. But you kind of know like these main events are like they're coming to deliver here. They're not messing around. And last time they were in Texas, the crowd was super into it and they were popping and they especially for Miyu. So I should preface Miyu Watanabe. I mean, Miyu got here too. So yeah, they're gonna be going nuts and like these main events are gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to these. I know Andy Zyke is going to maybe all of them. I know
I
at
think it's
least
all
two
of
of
them.
them. Yeah, which so I said, hopefully they'll have some merch. He said he thinks the girls bring their own merch. I'm like, even better. So yeah, that I'm a little jealous. I would love to go because I know these shows probably are not that expensive. I mean, nothing against them. You probably get in for $20, maybe front row is a little bit more. But imagine watching these shows for $20 live. Like, yes, please.
I know Tokyo Story USA. I know that they're doing 25 to 35% off tickets for the remaining tickets.
Oh wow, how about that?
So you
Yeah, so if you can
probably
get a GA ticket for 25% off, like, come on.
I'd pay 50, 60. I pay way
Yeah,
more than that for WrestleMania. But anywho, so
this is true.
we go to the final show, and it looks like we're starting off with Mifu Ishida versus again the former Kaya Toribami of
Mhm.
Sakara Haruta. Then we have Hyper Misao versus Raku. You know that is not going to be Savage versus Steamboat at WrestleMania 3, nor do we want it to
No,
be, buddy.
no, that's not going to be a technical masterpiece. That's going to be more along the lines of the DDT Iron Man Openweight Championship. But that's okay.
And now then we have Yuki Arai versus Palm Harajuku. My guess you have a little bit of comedy, and then I think Yuki's just going to steamroll through Palm towards the end.
Yeah, you think so? Even though Palm's on a winning streak as of late, but still, yeah, that's probably how
Yeah,
it's going to go.
Palm did get a big win over your girl, which we'll
Yeah,
get
she
into it.
did.
We'll
She
get
did.
into it. And
Son of a
now let's
bitch.
get let's get into I mean these last three matches are absolutely loaded. Suzumi teaming with Shino Suzuki to take on Vert Vixen and Yuki Aino. I will tell you this right now. I love Shino Suzuki. I'm a big fan of Yuki Aino, Strawberry Tam as you call her.
Hmm.
Suzumi versus Vert Vixen. That's the money for me in that
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that too. I'd watch a whole singles of that because that it's gonna be see because Bert's pretty tall too. So and Suzumi's a little bit smaller, so it'd be kind of cool to see how that works out and how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Vixen to get this shot again in
Hmm.
Tokyo Joshi Pro. And again, another one of the many reasons why I want to interview her is I want to interview before she gets signed because she's going to be
Yeah,
getting signed to a major company and partner. We talk off air all the time how difficult it is to get somebody from TNA, from AEW, Ring of Honor. I
yeah,
haven't tried
it's
WWE yet, but it's just like and we have friends there that have vouched that are like, hey, you're going to get an email from this person. Can you respond back?
yeah. I
Then
can
get a
literally talk to someone and they could say, "Yes, I do it," but you have to go to the office, and the office might take years. So yeah, it's very hard to interview people when they're contract up. And speaking of contracts, just a real sidebar:
sure.
Rain Leverkusen, who we know from the Sendai Girls, tagging with Spike Nishimori, and she had another tag match. I forget who she tagged with, but she got signed to WWE. So I heard she had a tryout match. I think she had two separate different tryout occasions, and they signed her. So great for Rain, but that's pretty cool that we got to see her before anyone really even knew who she was.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's awesome. Just to kind of just hit the rewind button a couple seconds. I have just to let everybody know how hard I'm working over here at Talk Joshi and Stardom Cast and the Marigold Standard on the World of Joshi
Mhm.
podcast network. I have sent 3 separate emails to AW
Mhm.
to try
Mhm.
to interview Yuka Sakazaki and Kanosuke Takeshita to help continue to promote Grand Princess.
Yeah.
And you know how much I heard back from them, Andy Header?
Probably 0.0 percent. The
That's
quarter.
exactly what I was gonna say. I pitched you a softball, home
Yeah.
run.
0.0. A little Running Man reference there. So
No, that was
yeah.
Animal House.
Oh, Animal House. Oh, yeah, that's right. What am I
Yeah,
thinking? There's another.
yeah.
Oh, I forget. No, that's the From Zero Now Ground Zero, or whatever Arnold says in that movie. That's what I'm confusing it with.
You're
Anyway,
thinking, yeah. Well, the 0.0, we really were just ripped off from the Howard Stern show from that one bit.
yeah,
Anywho,
that's right. Yeah. Oh, it's Sub Zero, more like Plain Zero. It's a terrible line, but it's something you remember anyway.
these last 2 matches, we have the tag team champions of Yuki Kamafuki and Wanaka Uehara, which I like on three of these 4 shows. They're teaming, so this way you can see the tag team
Yeah.
champions, and they have a great presence as well. They're taking on the team of I know I've seen this girl wrestle before. Obviously, she's a local talent of Kayla Capri and Miyu Yamashita. So that'll be a fun one. It'll be nice seeing
Hmm.
Miyu and Yuki kick each other really, really hard.
Yes.
And then in the main event, we do have Daydream of Miyu Watanabe, Rika Tatsumi teaming with Arisa Endo to take on the team of Shoko Nakajima, Uda Takami, and Mizuki. So pretty much an all-star main
Hmm.
event tag match there, partner. So again,
Yeah.
4 really, really solid cards. Probably night 2 or night 3 is the one I'm looking forward to the most. But
Yeah.
again, each show has 6 matches. Night 3 has 7, but, my guess is probably, like, 2 hours? Like,
See,
they'll
yeah.
probably be quick shows, yeah.
They're probably going to run right through it, and maybe a little bit more, because I don't know if they'll do the Japanese shows. They have the intermission, and then the camera just shows the ring for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I don't know if they'll do that in America. They might just run straight through. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna say 2 hours at the absolute most, 3, but probably 2, a little over 2. But you're really looking forward to Shoko versus Miyu. That should be awesome.
Yeah, again, folks, more than likely, we'll do 3, maybe 4 shows, review because again, now we're recording on Fridays, at least for the next
Hmm.
couple weeks. So obviously, partner, will play that off air. Eventually, we will get to all 4 of these shows, whether we get it all done
Yes.
next week or we have to split it up. We'll figure it out. Cards subject to change, like I always said.
Hmm.
You made mention about merchandise. There is actually, Tokyo Story did put it on their Twitter. There's exclusive, Texas merchandise for
Really?
Tokyo Joshi,
I
and a
have to
lot of
check
it
that out.
you definitely have to because a lot of it is like comic book art stuff.
Oh,
So
nice.
we might have to hit up Andy Zeik and just be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
here's the
Just
PayPal.
send you
Here's their
some money.
addresses.
Yeah.
We'll send it over." Or if there is a decent shot, I might be going to Vegas Wednesday to I think maybe Friday or Saturday. So I know he's going to be there. So if I do go to Vegas, it'll save us on the shipping, and I'll
Yeah.
I'll
There
get
we
it
go.
there.
Because I mean, it's not too often we can get Tokyo Joshi merchandise.
Yeah, and hopefully they do with them, obviously in Vegas, Texas, going to Vancouver, Tokyo Story, who obviously they did a great interview with Andy Zeik, again, free plug over at the Tokyo Joshi Pod. They did
Hmm.
kind of hint around that they want to be bringing Tokyo Joshi Pro into different parts of the United States.
Mm.
I'm not just saying this. I know this is going to sound selfish. I'm not just saying this, but the Northeast has always been a hotbed of wrestling ever since the
Hmm.
60s. You have to think like the WWF with Bruno Sammartino and the Northeast. Boston's obviously been huge. New York, Philly, New Jersey,
Yeah.
Maryland,
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Obviously, I mean, it's a hotbed of professional
Yeah.
wrestling that we have over here, and I think like the Philly area would go crazy for something like Tokyo Joshi Pro. And I know you're saying, Matt,
Yeah.
you're just saying because you and Andy live like an hour and
Yeah.
change
Because
away.
we could be there.
Yes, you're not wrong. But at the same time, I think they would do really, really well if the next spot they hit is in the Northeast, my friend.
Yeah, and if it's a little place called the 2300, or as I like to call it, the ECW Arena, I think they do really well there. I mean, Northeast, the home of ECW, basically the home of Ring of Honor, a lot of other big time indies. So yeah, there's a lot of wrestling history in the Northeast. I think Tokyo Joshi Pro, like if you're not going to do California and Chicago, you're probably going to come to the Northeast, New York or Philly. So yeah, that'd be awesome. Really looking forward to if they ever do come. We're definitely going.
And here, keeping on the Tokyo Joshi Pro theme, we did know about 2 or 3 weeks ago that come Grand Princess 2/6, again at the end of this month, it's really ramping up, that they were going to be debuting new belts. My guess
Hmm.
is we wouldn't see them until the end of the month at Grand Princess, but they showed them online, pictures of them online. Obviously, you're the style guy here on
Yeah.
Talk Joshi. What did you think of the belts? Because I thought they looked really, really cool.
Yeah, I as I pull up my picture right now of the belts, they do look really cool. They are improvements. The current belts are okay, but like the International Princess belt, I think there's too much color and not enough gold or silver. And a championship belt should look prestigious. I mean, if it's all colorful, kind of like the WCW or the WWE United States title, and still the current one, it was too much color, not enough gold and silver. So the new ones, the main title, the Princess title, is all gold. They are all well. That one's a white belt. Then we got like a peachy colored belt for the international or for the tag, and the international is kind of like a teal color. So they are like Easter colors, but they do look really cool. The art on them is great. It is like princessy art for the main title. There's like one princess for the tag team. There's two princesses they're almost dancing. So that one, I think that one might be my favorite because of the color and the design. That one's really cool. And the international one is a princess looking like a little bit different looking princess, and that is blue on the title. And the main one is just all solid gold, like kind of like the big gold, I guess you could say. But yeah, all the belts are looking really good. I think it's time that they need new belts because the old belts are okay looking. But yeah, looking forward to seeing them. I thought they were going to be Grand Princess. I thought maybe they do like an unveiling, but they pushed a picture on Twitter. I'm like, oh, okay, here they are, and they look really good.
I just realized you said they look very Eastery because of the
Hmm.
pastel coloring. A week after Grand Princess, a week to the date, is
How about
Easter,
that?
buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at
the,
that.
the
Huh, I
Easter
wonder if they planned
present
that. Yeah.
inside their Easter eggs is championship title belts. So how about that?
Yeah, I think they look really I like the old designs. I thought they were different. You know, sometimes I mean, we
Yeah.
work so many indies where it's like the championship, it's just the old WCW US championship or the old big gold belt where it's kind
Painted
of
or with a
just
sticker over it.
yeah, or like really bad like $3 like jewels that you can get at Dollar Tree or something. But
Yeah.
so these were different, like the current ones they have and the new ones, they look different as well, but they both look really, really cool. I like the ones they have now. I think these ones look just a little bit better. They're a nice little upgrade because this really seems like we're getting into like a new era of Tokyo
Hmm.
Joshi Pro. A lot of new watchers to Tokyo Joshi Pro. Me and you ourselves in the last 7, 8 months, that's when we really first started diving in to TJPW. And we talk all the time that you just see this. Oh, I go back and watch this match. And I text you, I think it was last week about that anniversary 10-person tag that they
Yeah.
had in Cork. And I'm like, dude, when you get time, you got to watch this. It's like an hour, but it's really, really good. So they're going to continue to have new watchers, obviously, with Yuka Sakazaki and especially Konosuke Takeshita on the show. Obviously, a big, big star in New Japan and
Hmm.
AEW. You having the inspiration on there. Again, you're going to get some TNA fans coming in. You're going to get some people that are going to watch because of they like silly stuff like Areza the
Yeah.
Giant Panda. So you're going to have a lot of new watchers. I think it's really smart for them to bring in new belts. To pretty much what I looking at is almost a new and better excuse me, for Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Yeah. And then that way you kind of like you can easily find this new era, whatever they decide to call it. If they call it anything like, oh, when they get the new belts, that's when it really starts getting good or whatever. But yeah, I think it's a smart move. I like it. And it's a good move. And what a time to make it when it's just starting to get pretty higher.
You're not kidding, buddy. You're not kidding. Andy Header, this weekend, we have the finals of the Cinderella tournament, my friend. And not to brag, but I had on the quarterfinals, there were obviously quarterfinals, 8 wrestlers. I had 6 of my 8 were
Oh,
correct.
wow.
And in the semifinal, now we are going into the semifinals. 3 of my 4 are still alive. So obviously the semifinals are and the finals are all on the same night, which takes place in the Yokohama Budokan this Sunday, the
Hmm.
15th of March. And we do have in one bracket Hanan versus Aya Sakura. And then in the other bracket, we do have Rina versus Miyu Amasaki. And I know you had Rina in your
I did.
final.
I
And
had
you
her
had
winning the whole thing.
that's right. You did have her winning the whole thing against Fuachan. I had Rena
Hmm.
in my final as well, but going against Hanan. You still have Rena in your Rena winning the whole
Yeah,
thing.
so I might get the overall win, I guess you could say, if Rena wins the whole thing. But yeah, I kind of think she will. It looking like maybe it's Rena versus Hanan. So that's probably where it's gonna go. But you never know.
That was my final, buddy. That was my final.
Wow, how about it?
I don't. Ayase Sakura is having a great tournament. I mean, maybe they could go that way, but I think Hanan's going to win that one. But still, Miyu Amasaki is really over, especially in Cork and Hall. And I think if Miyu wins, she'll parlay that into a tag title shot for O2 line, where that if that's
Okay.
the way it goes, finally Azumi can win the tag belt, which is
Yeah,
crazy that she's never won the
I know
goddess.
all the different partners. Yeah.
I mean, obviously the go-to one for me is Momo Watanabe. Well, as far as with Momo Oz, she had great teaming with Utami, great teaming with Saya Kamatani as part of Queen's Quest. Her and May Sarah, they when they team from time to time, I call them the High Speed Sisters. They're great.
Hmm.
Starbomb is like the OP team that if they ever went that route, they'd be tag champs forever. But the
Yeah.
O2 line stuff, I think works really well. But we'll see. I still think it's going to be Hanan over Rena, and I think Hanan will cash in Konami at All Star Grand Queendom. Let's say you, sir. What are you still going to go with Rena?
I
You
think
did say that, yeah.
my money's still with Rena here because it seems like Rena is one of the stars they want to elevate to the next level, to the main event. She's just about there. I mean, she's had a hell of a last year, so I think Rena's gonna win. But I wouldn't be shocked if Honda wins it.
Have you? I know, and with like Stardom literally did 4 shows in less than a week. What matches of the Cinderella tournament have you watched, and like, is there one or two that have stood out for you?
I've only seen clips just because I'm so late on or slow on time lately. I just have like no time, but I want to watch it. I've been keeping up with that. I did see Makihito bought all those shirts, and now she doesn't know what to do with all of them. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to see any full matches yet.
Just kind of off the top of my head, I'm actually because today's Friday, and that's when I put my star ratings
Hmm.
out over on at Talk Joshi 2025 over on Twitter and X because there've been so many of them that I'm like I need to put it out now before I forget. Just some kind of ones that heavy hitters for me. Aya Sakura and Rion was a
Hmm.
really good one. Probably I don't know which one's my favorite, but it's a toss up between Sayaka Korora and Rina and then Hina versus Miyu Amasaki from the Cork and Hall
Hmm.
show just this past Wednesday. I would go with Aya or Miyu and Hina. I think that's
Okay.
the one to go to. And Rina versus Akira Kuragami has been excellent as well. So those would be the ones that again there hasn't been one bad match. There hasn't. Now, there's been a lot of 4 stars to 4.25 stars. There's only been 2 matches that I've given 4.5 stars to, and
Hmm.
those are Rina versus Akakura that I just said, and Hina versus Miyu Amasaki. But I would definitely go to the last Corkin show, the one from this Wednesday, and watch the few tournament matches there because they were really really good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch the finals. So yeah, I'll go back and check those out.
We do have on the again obviously with the semifinals and the finals of the
Hmm.
Cinderella tournament this weekend. We also have a special tag match as we will see the two champions team up as we have World of Stardom champion Sai Kamatani making her return, her first match back from her
Hmm.
injury from that phenomenal match with Starlight Kid. Yes,
That finger injury. Yeah.
she is teaming up with Konami, Wonder Stardom champion, to take on the team of Natsupoi and Sayaka Korora. Sai Kamatani did say that you need to come up with a stipulation by the Yokohama Budokan in order for me to put this belt on the line. So it does look like they are going to be going towards Saya Kamatani and Sayaka Korora for the
Yeah.
Yokohama Arena, which they're doing a great job building it up. The storyline with Saya's trying to sign the books, and then Sayaka shows up, and
Yeah.
then
Shows up.
Sayaka
Yeah.
it's really, really good. And Sayaka Koror doing her best Tam impersonation, where she is like basically, I think excuse me, not Rob, Gerb was telling me that what it is on the last video that Sayaka Koror posted, it was pages of Sai Kamatani's book that she studied, and now she knows how to get to Sai
Oh,
Kamatani.
that's smart. That's a cool storyline. I like that.
It's really, really cool. I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm there hook, line, and sinker. Would I loved it to be again? We still don't know. It could be for Corkin. They could left hook and go somewhere else. But I still love it to be Saya versus Micah to try to get 10,000 people, or
Yeah.
Saya versus Shiri because for Saya to get her win back from the Tokyo Dome, or Saya versus Sari, or the match I really think should be the main event: Saya versus Starlight Kid, title versus mask. I still would like to see those, but the way they're building this up, I'm really excited for it. And I just think that they're going to pull something off really major this Sunday. I think whatever Sayaka Core comes up with a stipulation, whether something where she'll I don't think it's going to be because even Sai Kamatani said, don't it can't be retirement. Like, don't do retirement. That'll be
Yeah.
dull. I don't think it'll be if she loses, she joins hate because that's what happened last year.
Yeah. That's kind of meh. Yeah.
I think it's going to be something to do with Cosmic Angels has to disband
Okay.
or something to do with
Uh-oh.
Tam.
Here we that,
It's
that
got
that's
to
where I
be
was gonna
something with
go.
Tam. If we're going to get 10,000 people here and we're taking a mid Carter up against Saya Kamatani, you got to do something with Tam Nakano here, right?
You would think so, because nothing against Sayaka, but like this is the match that needs a good build up because it's not like we were putting in there with Micah or Momo Watanabe. It's Sayaka who's not a main eventer, nothing against her. So you would think if they're gonna do this match and then the build up is great, that you would think like unless she's the stipulation, like if I win, I get the leader of Cosmic Angels, I get Tam back. So like I don't know how they're gonna go about it, or maybe they say if I win, I get a wish, kind of like the Cinderella tournament, but then you have a double wish thing going on. So I don't know, but you would think that this is at least leading to Tam, who still what has been social media absent, right?
Radio silent, buddy.
Yeah, radio
Radio.
silent.
I'm telling you right now, I'm putting it out there. Next Saturday, me and you are going to the big event. We're going to meet Mina Shirakawa. Not unless she
Mm-hmm.
canceled. I know there's a few cancellations. I
Yeah,
know Wheeler Yuta and I think Marina Shafir are working
that
at the
collision.
CMLL.
Yeah.
But
Oh wow.
I forget, I think something like that. I know there's like 8 Kurt Angle was a cancellation. There's been a few. But I'm gonna ask Mina, like, look off the record. Like, is Tam okay? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
we
What's
just
the
need to
word?
know. It's been a year. It's been a year, and this has been the last 2 years have been so many retirements in wrestling with Arisa Nakajima and John Cena and you. By the way, you came back at I don't know if you saw it the sudden death Rumble at Wrestle Queendom, but she
Oh,
said
that's
it
awesome.
was just a special appearance. But
Well, you know wrestlers. I'm
AJ,
retired. I got one
yeah,
more. I'm retired. I can
well,
stop
if
one
the,
more.
all these, all these wrestlers that have retired over the last year and a half, 2 years, Tanahashi, like,
Hmm.
they didn't come back with the exception of you, but that was just for the Rumble. But she said
Yeah,
she's
it's a
retired.
rumble.
But you're hearing from them. Like, obviously, Tanahashi is helping run New Japan. John Cena is still doing movies. You're still
Movies.
hearing from them on social media. Damn, it's been nothing. And for
Yeah.
somebody that loves the spotlight so much and the spotlight loves her so much, there's got to be a reason behind it. And I just think this is it. I just really think this is it.
It is puzzling why she's like if she's not going to wrestle, right, and if she doesn't want to be a recluse, then you think she's has another avenue, a new job, something that she would do that she would want to advertise and say, hey, look, now I'm doing a cooking show again, all right, now I'm singing, I'm gonna be idol again, something like that, or now I'm doing this or that, and she'd want to advertise so people can follow her, but it's nothing, and which is weird. Like for a wrestler, aside if you die, but we know she's still alive. At least we think she's still alive. But it's been
Jamie
nothing.
Hayter.
Yeah, yeah. Not to wish that. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Um, yeah, you would think that she would want to post something. So I don't know if she's healing up injuries or maybe she had a kid or something. Just wanted to keep it on the real down low. Who knows? But you would think like if she's not announcing anything, that's just kind of making everyone think, hey, she's going to come back to wrestling because obviously she's not doing anything else. At least we don't think because we don't know what she's doing.
I don't know. Again, I just think on Sunday there's going to be something major. I'll be watching it live. So if you get a text from me at 4 a.m., yeah, it might be like, check your watch. It's Tam time, and yeah,
Oh
it's
my.
Tam time. And then I want to touch upon a little sad news real quick. I'm sure you've seen it. Legendary venue Shinjuku Face
Yes.
will be closing their doors
Yeah.
come the end of September. Now, the owner did say that there's going to be renovations, and hopefully they can reopen the building for wrestling sometime soon. The way I see this is when the 2300 Arena, better known as the ECW Arena, closed their doors a handful of years ago, and they're like, "Yeah,
Hmm.
we're just going to do some renovations." And then they're like, "We have this big building. Everybody knows it for wrestling. Let's do wrestling." So my
Yeah.
guess and hope is that they'll do some renovations, and then wrestling will be back in there sometime in 2027.
Yeah, you would think so. Apparently, the building they said there's some structural problems or something. It's an old building, so sometimes a wall falls down or something. It's not as sturdy as it once was, in building codes, especially when you pack with people. It's a big issue. So and liability. So I think that. I know the owner said they don't want to close it, but because of the structure of the what do we just call it, the condition of the building, that they have to close. But yeah, I don't think that it's going to be closed forever. Even if somebody else buys it, what if they like, hey, wrestling did really well here, so let's just have wrestling here. I mean, everything has been there just about. I think maybe New Japan is like the only one that didn't run there, but everyone else basically has. I mean, that's where all Star Wars shows happen. So I mean, it's a great little venue in Japan. I'm sure they'll get something, and hey, maybe if it does close, they'll get a new building and they'll get one that's like right nearby. But I don't think it will be closed for, because like when you said when the ECW arena was closed for like what, maybe a year, if that, they're like, we're gonna do that and the mummers are gonna practice in here, and they're not gonna be for wrestling anymore. It changed and it's been wrestling ever since. So
Yeah.
I don't hold up, like I have hope that Shinjuku Face will come back. Maybe a different name, who knows? But it is like almost a legendary Japanese venue at this point. So I'm kind of hoping that comes back. But I mean, it's sad to hear that's going to close, even if it's on for a little bit.
I actually celebrated New Year's there, buddy. That's where we saw
Yeah,
the
for the
America.
Marigold show.
Yeah, and I didn't see any. I mean, I was only in that building for a handful of hours. I didn't see any issue with that. That was great. And the fact that you had
Yeah,
to take two different elevators to get there, it was really weird. Like
yeah,
one
it's a little
elevator went to the
confusing.
fourth floor, and then I don't know. But I love that building again. I'm holding on to hope that we'll see wrestling there. Now, anyhow, this is my segue. Speaking of Shinjuku Face, I know you want to talk about a six-person mystery tag match that took place
Mm-hmm.
in Shinjuku Face on Monday. Now, we did find out few months ago that Universe Magic, which is kind of like Monday Magic, was going to have a special six-person tag where it was one person from Marvelous, one person from Marigold, and one person from Sendai Girls to take on the team of one person from Marvelous, one person from Marigold, and one person from the Sendai Girls. So we did think Hashimoto's got to be on this, right? Hashimoto was in Germany for WXW for the 16 karat tournament, and there was actually a
Okay.
match that she did for WXW and Ambition taking on Kanji, which go out of your way to see that one, folks. If you have the Triller TV Plus app, it's on there. It was really, really good. But however, even though we didn't have Chiro Hashimoto, we did have a heck of a match because we did have Mayu Utani teaming with Miyamoto, teaming with Miko Wada to take on Miyuki Takase, Takumi Roha, and Utami Hayashishita. Now, I'm going to be greedy just for half a second. This was great. I wish Mayu and Miyamoto were on opposite ends because we saw it in the
Yeah.
tag match in the fall of last year for Marigold, and everybody was clamoring Mayu versus Miyamoto. When are we going to get that match? When are we going to get that match? They teased like they were going to have a match for Mayu's Superfly Championship, but that was like 4 months ago, and it kind of died down a little. So I was kind of hoping they'd be on opposite ends. But how can you be upset with a match with these six great wrestlers? We did see a little bit of red energy exploding
Yeah, a little
on
bit,
this,
just a little, tiny bit.
just a little, just a little. This was phenomenal. Takumi Roha versus Mika Wada
Oh,
was
when they
that
first tag in. Yeah.
so good,
And they
so good.
start
But
kicking each other real hard. Like my God, that was right in the beginning of the match. Well, first of all, it was Miyuki and Mayu to start, right? I believe that's
yeah,
yeah,
yep.
and that was great. I was watching, it's like, wow, we're off to a good start here. Well, look who's in the match. I mean, come on. And then Miku and Takumi come in, and they start kicking each other real hard. I'm like, this is great. So yeah, the match is really good. It does end in the old time limit draw, probably because which way do you go? It doesn't matter. But the match did not feel like it went to time limit. I was watching, like, wow, it's over already. But yeah, man, this match was great. And I noticed that one team was all M's with Mayu, Mika, and Mimo. I was like, I wonder if that's all, like they put all the me's and or the M's in one side, but then Miyuki's on the other side, so there goes that. But yeah, this match was great. It was imagine there being there live and be like, oh, it's a good women's match now. Like, this is the match we're getting? Oh my god.
They actually announced at that same show, I think right beforehand, that they're going to be doing, I think it's the second or third week of April, they're going to be doing another mystery thing, but Tokyo Joshi Pro is going to be involved.
Oh, nice. It gets Shoko in there, maybe Miyu Yamashita, Miyu Watanabe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going. I think it might be just be TJPW versus TJPW. However, since it's called Universe Magic, they're all underneath Cyber Fight. So maybe we have like a Miko Wada versus Miyu Yamashita or a Shoko Nakajima. Oh my God, Shoko Nakajima versus Mayu. Oh,
Mm.
oh
How
boy.
about it? Shut the door. Can
Oh
you
boy.
imagine?
Oh boy. Andy Header, before we go into these two shows, and we're kind of going to fire through these two shows, is there any other wrestling, any other match, like a hard hitting match, maybe from Gerp Goodwin's territory there
That
that
they seen
you
live?
may have watched? I can't think of anything else that you may have watched or that we may have watched this past week that was like maybe somebody's arguably their best match in the history of their career, considering they're on worldwide TV. Is there anything else you want to
Yeah.
talk about, buddy?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a lame match from like Raw, but I can't think of anything. Yeah, it would happen to be from Will Ospreay. I didn't know he booked and ran the Pro Wrestling Eve shows. That I want to watch the whole shows. I haven't yet, but I did watch one match in particular, and that would be Jamie Hayter versus Miyu Yamashita, which was just all right. The match was really really good. It's probably Jamie's best match maybe of her career. I mean, I have to go back and all. It's recently, it's her best match. She probably had some good matches when remember when her and Britt Baker were like a team and she won the title, and she probably wrestled Tony Storm and a handful of
That's what
others.
I
But
was gonna say. The only thing I
yeah,
could think of, was but this is before she was timeless. It's when she had a great match when she was Rocker Tony Storm. That's
yeah,
how long ago, and it's nothing against Jamie Hayter, just she's been off and on with that back injury,
yeah,
and I was so excited for this because it's like when you're wrestling on TV, you only have a certain amount of time. So even though she's back, and I think her and Alex Windsor are a great tag team, and she looks fantastic, she's
mm-hmm.
only having 7, 8-minute matches, or again, like the
A
inspiration
two
match, 2
minute, yeah,
minutes. And this goes, spoilers, 25 minutes with one of the best women's wrestlers in the world in front of a hot, hot crowd that Gerp
mm-hmm.
Goodwin was there for. So
That
the
gold
fact that
Gerper.
so this showed what Jamie Hayter is still very much capable of. And this again, this was great. Again, I talked about this on the Stardom cast. So if you want my full review, go right there. I'll tell you right now, 4 3/4 stars. But Andy Hayter, take it away, my man. Give me what did you think of it?
Yeah, this match was really, really good. And I like how the bulk of well, I guess the whole first match, you can say, was basically 50-50 back and forth, and it just showed off everything. And like I watched him like, wow, Jamie can really wrestle, which we don't get to see because she's limited on TV, which understandable. But
Not her
here
fault.
she had 25 minutes. We know Mia can go. I'm like, wow, Jamie's awesome here, which is probably gonna Tony Khan's probably gonna see that. And if he doesn't want to sign Mia, I'm sure he'll want to sign her. He's only brought her over a couple times, but it's going to help Jamie. I mean, I think she's probably going to win the tag belt. I think, well, Megan Bain will first. Sidebar, Megan Bain and Lina Cross that we've seen in Senegos. I think they're going to win first, and then Rollins win for them. But anyway, this match was really, really good. The back and forth, the AA on the apron. They went outside right away and back in brawling around, and then all that time limit draw. You're like, that sucks. We kind of want more, even though it was 25 minutes. It didn't feel like 25 minutes. At one point, I don't know if this was in the second match or the first one, but Miyu gets popped in the cheek and she starts bleeding from the cheek. I mean, they were throwing some bombs because Will Ospreay comes back out and he's like, hey, "You want more? You want more?" And he says 5 more minutes. Give him 5 more minutes, and that's when they really started like it. The first match was really good, but the second 5 more minutes was even better, I thought. And they were just throwing bombs at each other and that. And I liked how the first match it made it look like what I might have it backwards, but it looked like Jamie Hayter was going to win. The
You're
time
right.
limit
She's a
expired.
haterade.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and then the second match, Mia looks like she's going to win, and the time limit expires again. But yeah, just a great match. Probably the best match. I didn't watch all the matches, but I was going to say probably the best match of these two shows here. Mia looked great. Jamie looked great. Again, Jamie's best match in quite some time. So yeah, if you get a chance to, anybody, you can subscribe for YouTube for what, like maybe $8 a month and watch both these shows. So that's totally worth it. Plus the whole back catalog. But yeah, this match was awesome. I'd probably give it 4 and 3/4 to almost 5 stars. I mean, it was great. But I like the 5 minute match, the added 5 more minutes. I like that a little bit more than the 20, but the 20 was great too.
The commentators did a great job, 'cause I've seen only a couple things from Pro Wrestling Eve. They did a great job saying Miyu Yamashita is the most dominant champion in company history. Again, I'm a massive fan, as you know, of Miyu Yamashita,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Oh, I have this, I have the subscription. Let me go through the back catalog." So now that's what I'm doing now is I'm going through the back catalog of matches of Miyu Yamashita in Pro Wrestling Eve. So it's just like,
Mm,
oh, great job on the commentators because I was like, I'll just get it for the 1 month and then be done with it. I'm like, we'll see. Maybe I'll hang on to it for another month
yeah,
or two just to comb through this. And then maybe Patreon episode will be Miyu Yamashita as Eve World Champion.
yeah,
So that's a possibility there. Now, I still have not gotten through both these shows. They definitely go out of your way to see Shuri and Sapphire Reed versus Azumi and Alex Windsor because that's a
yeah. I
tag
want to watch
match
that.
on night one, and then night two was the singles match of Shuri and Alex Windsor for the New Japan Strong, which was
Mm,
great, and then Sapphire Reed versus Azumi. I was on night two. That was really I've never seen Sapphire Reed before.
yeah, I
She
don't
was
know.
great in both those matches, and to keep up with Azumi, you have to be a really special talent. Like you
Yeah,
have to, and she did, and she did. I have not seen. I know that Chris Statlander wrestled Charlie, the former Dakota Kai. I
Dakota
heard
Kai.
that was
Yeah.
great. I just finished the Willow Nightingale match against Nina Samuels. That was really good. Speaking of really good, the booking from Will Ospreay was genius because again, the match we just talked about in glowing terms with Jamie Hayter versus Miyu was on Friday night. On Sunday, they did open with like it was called the Sudden Death Rumble. So it was
Mm.
basically whoever gets it's like the casino gauntlet where it's just like
Okay.
you don't know who's coming, but first pinfall wins.
Vince,
Now,
yeah.
if you get eliminated over the top rope, you're eliminated. You can't come back in the match. But if you get a pinfall or submission, then you win. So it's match one. Guess who? Guess the first person that comes out to start off the rumble.
Is it Suri? Is that the first person?
Well, Shuri wrestled Alex Windsor, so no, it
Oh,
wouldn't have been
that's right. That's
Shuri.
right. Yeah. Okay.
So it's Miyu is the
Really?
first
Oh
person.
boy.
So guess who number two is?
It was that Jimmy Hater.
It was Jamie Hayter.
That's
It was
awesome.
Jamie Hayter. So the crowd's going nuts before because like as soon as Miyu comes out, the place goes nuts. And you can
Yeah.
kind of tell, like, oh, Jamie Hayter's going to be number two. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about it. So they have like they literally pick up as if it's like minute 25:01. It's
Oh
just like
wow.
boom, they just go at each other for like 2 minutes, and then number three is Dash Chisako, and then it
Oh
just gets
wow.
crazy. Yeah, she puts somebody through like somehow she winds up on the rampway and she does a frog splash off a ladder through a table. It was I got to finish the Queendom show, but those Pro Wrestling Eve shows, buddy, were really, really good. And I know
Mm-hmm.
I told you, I was like, brother, you got to watch this match with me and
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter. And you glowed about as much as I did. So I wanted to end that segment before I know we're an hour and 10 minutes in, before we get into these two shows. Again, these two, I
It's a
originally
lot of
thought when we
stuff.
were doing these two shows that we're like, oh, this will be a quick episode. I'm like, there is so much stuff to talk
So
about.
much just happened, and yeah, that Monday Magic show and the Jamie Hater. Yeah, it's just matches everywhere, just pop up and news popping up. It's crazy. It's a good time
Yeah.
to be a wrestling fan.
You're not kidding, buddy. A lot of great stuff this weekend and this week as well with the four Tokyo
Mm-hmm.
Joshi Pro shows. Andy Header, I guess again, that was pretty much your appetizer and your main course. These two shows, fun shows. This is the dessert. This will be the dessert on Talk Joshi this episode. Let's get into it. Tokyo Joshi Pro, Prelude to Grand Princess, great name, as we are
Mm-hmm.
on the 6th of March in Kiba First Ring. Opening match, Sakaya Toribami beating Shion Kanzaki with the double armbar, forcing the tap out. Another really good showing from Shion, but
Mm-hmm.
Kaya quickly going under that name change pretty soon here. Needed a big win, and she gets a win here. 3.25 stars for me.
That's right where I'm at. Solid match. Shion advancing, but yeah, Kai looked good here. And then I was like, oh, she's cutting promo. It's a little emotional. And then I texted Andy. He's like, oh, she's doing a gimmick change, but we don't know what's going on. So yeah, I agree with everything you said. 3.25 stars, and I'm kind of looking forward to what Sakura Hiroto will be and what's the gimmick gonna be. She's still gonna tag with Miyu. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, maybe we'll find out in just a few days' time. Match
Mm-hmm.
number 3, or tree, as we say in Scranton. Ren Kanatsu, our match number 2 is a tree way down. So that's what I meant to say.
Yep.
Ren Kanatsu versus Mahiro Kiro versus Rika Tatsumi ends
Mm-hmm.
when Ren Kanatsu hits the double jump drop kick. I'm going to get in that in a second. Onto Mahiro, but then Rika Tatsumi, the wily veteran, takes advantage and hits the twist of fate onto Ren Kanatsu for the 3 count. I have this at 3.25 stars, and big up to Andy Zyke as always. He did make mention that jump up dropkick that Ren does.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's called the Aries Rising. However,
Okay.
I have a fancy name for it.
Uh-oh.
Now, what does Ren have to? Let's break this down. What does Ren have to do in order to do this move? She has to jump up
Mm-hmm.
and then up again. Do you see where I'm going?
Uh-oh.
Up.
Up, but you can't be up.
Maybe it's her tryout for the up girls. Maybe we'll call it the tryout up girls dropkick, buddy. Put
There
that on
we
a
go.
t-shirt.
The elusive fifth member of Up Girls, Ren Kanatsu. Can she sing? Don't matter.
Doesn't matter. It
Don't
doesn't
matter.
real quick. I just talked about t-shirts. Did you see Mifu Ishida's new shirt?
I think I did with it's like an anime like comic one.
Yeah,
I see the guy wearing it. It was awesome. I was like, I want that shirt. Like there's
looks
like when
really
she
cool.
comes out, there's like a guy. I'm like, that shirt's awesome.
Yeah, but anywho, first time I was just thinking about that. But I thought this match for 3 ways, considering 3 different styles, was done really well. Rika Tatsumi kind of the glue holding this together. But 3.25 stars. I thought this was really enjoyable.
Yeah, I really like this match. I like the part where Rika put a sleeper on Ren, putting a sleeper on Mahiro. So it was a double sleeper. That was pretty cool. I had never seen that before. I mean, you had the chain one, but like when it's like a sleeper, oh, I got a sleeper. So that was really cool here. Rika's when she hits the twist of fate there, I had to watch it back and forth like like 3 times. So like it looked weird because of the transition, the camera. I'm like, wait, what did she hit there? At first, I thought she hit like the kind of like the Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, like downward spiral, whatever you want to call it, DDT thing. But then I was like, oh, almost a twist of fate. It just looked weird to me for some reason. But yeah, this was a solid match. I liked it a little bit more than you. I gave it 3.5 stars, but Mahiro keeps trying to steal the pins, which was pretty cool. And then both fought her off fast pace. And then Ren looked pretty good here. But yeah, Rika always looks good, and she gets the win. But very good match.
Match number 3, Daisy Monkey, Marisa Endo and Suzumi taking on Mifu Ishida and Hyper Masao. You had the Hyper Masao comedy in this match. I thought Mifu Ishida was great here. Again, Daisy Monkey
Mm-hmm.
is a next level tag team. I'm just so enthralled with what they do, how they do it, and the fact that their timing, their teamwork, like their psychology, the way they always are in the right place at the right time, and then when it's time for the other team to make their comeback, they bump and feed perfectly. Hyper played her role really well. Mifu Ishida, we sing her praises all the time. She was terrific. Suzumi and Arisa Endo made sure that Mifu looked really good, which ultimately makes Mifu look like a bigger star. And then at the end,
Mm-hmm.
what happens is we get the Daisy Monkey teamwork and then the Herculean neckbreaker from Arisa Endo, putting away Mifu Ishida. This was really, really good. 3 3/4 stars for me, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna almost agree with you word for word here with this one. Any time Daisy Monkey tags in, that's just right down. Great tag work. I love seeing their double team moves and how the misdirection and how they just work together. That is always good stuff. Mifu is really looking good here. I think Mifu is going to be one of the big stars in the year to come, and it's cool to watch her on the way up. But yeah, I gave it 3 3/4 stars too. And what was the Herculean neckbreaker? Because I wrote big kick breaker by Arisa to Mifu for the win. So the Herculean
There's
neckbreaker, gotta remember that.
There's some fancy name for it, but I just call it because as you always say, if you don't know the actual name for it, like the fancy name, what does the move actually do? She's got him in the Herculean backbreaker. Shouts out to the late great Hercules Hernandez,
Hmm.
and then or the torture rack neckbreaker. But I think
Yeah,
Herculean backbreaker just sounds cooler, Hercules, and
yeah.
then puts him into a
Spins
neckbreaker.
back.
So I just call it the Herculean neckbreaker. I know there's
No,
a
okay.
fancy name for it, but I'm going with that.
Everyone has a name for stuff. Yeah. It usually you can't go wrong with whatever you first learned it as. Call it that.
Like the perfect plex.
Yeah, a diamond cutter for me.
Ace Crusher for me. I go
Yeah,
back
there
a
you go.
little
Yeah,
further with the
Osaka
Ultimate.
street cutter. There you go. You want to get.
Well, whenever it's so funny because you guys obviously, buddy, that when we team, I always take the heat. 9 times out of 10, my comeback is the Ace
Yeah.
Crusher, and I'm going for the Ace Crush. Like what? And they're like Diamond Cutter, and still sometimes they're like what? And then like RKO.
That is the exact same thing I say every single time because a lot of people ask question. They're like, some people, I would say 25% people get 25% get that, 50% get diamond cutter, and then 100% get RKO.
Get
So
the
yeah,
RKO.
yeah,
That's how we know we're getting up there. If I say Ace Crusher, they get confused. And
yeah.
Diamond Cutter, we would get them a couple years ago. Last 2 or 3 years, I'm less like
I say
RKO.
RKO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're like, Randy
I was
Orton
like,
doesn't do it the way that you do it. And I'm like, 'cause that's the Johnny Ace way to do it. The guy who
yeah,
invented the move.
yeah.
Anywho, my
Good
friend,
move.
match number 4, our tag team champions in a non-title match of Wakana Uehara and Yuki Kamafuki Overeats taking on Chika Nanas and Kira Summer, who they still need a fancy name for their team. Hopefully they
Hmm.
come up with something soon. I love Chika. I love Kiera. This is like 75% Overeats. It was just like them
Yeah,
showing like lookout inspiration. Like you're coming into our house and arguably what could be the biggest show in company history. Like we're making a statement here. This was just great teamwork from Wanaka and Yuki Kamafuki. Eventually, though, Wanaka forces Chica to tap out via the banana pillow. 3.5 stars for me.
yeah. This match was good, and it is more overeats, looking good, looking strong. But that's what it should be. And I agree, Chica and Kira, they need a tag name. It's funny that have a tag name for their tag team. You think they would, but hey, they'll get there eventually. But yeah, I gave it 3.5 to a solid tag match. Kira and Chica look pretty good in it, even taking a loss. And of course,
Match
Wakanda
number
and Yuki look good.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Match
No
number
problem.
5. We're gonna dissect this a little bit. Mizuki, Palm Harajuku, and Riku taking on Shoko Nakajima, Haruka Yoshino, and Yuki Aino. Obviously, Haru and Yuki Aino known as Prism Greed. Match starts off with Shoko, Haru, and Yuki doing their pose, and then they get rolled up. And then they
Mm-hmm.
get rolled up, and I was like, that can't be the match. Mizuki, Palm, and Riku leave. Shoko basically says, let's restart the match. And Mizuki's like, oh, yeah, sure. Which it's like, wait a minute, you lost. Why are we restarting? That just goes to show you what a babyface Mizuki is. We got a little bit of Mizuki and Shoko here, which was kind of, your two big stars. You
Mm-hmm.
had Prism Greed looking really good, but out of nowhere, Palm hits the palm to justice and pins the big kaiju Shoko Nakajima clean in the middle of the ring. My
Yeah.
guess is this is going to set up Shoko's revenge at Grand Princess. That's where I think this is going.
Okay, I can see that because I was surprised that not only did she get the pin there, she got the double. They all got the roll in the beginning, so this is a double win for Palm here. And especially when they first did that opening thing where they attack and then they roll them all up, and I was like, okay, I get it. So if they would have went to the back, I'd be like, all right, I get it. It's Tokyo Joshi Pro. But yeah, they had a solid match here, and then Palm gets the win with that step up leg drop that I do. Thank you, welcome, Palm. But anyway, yeah, it was surprising, but I think yeah, Shoko got to get the win back here, like Hogan brother. But it was still an entertaining match. But yeah, I was really surprised that Palm got 2 pins here. And Yuki Aino's new gear, more on that later, looking pretty good here. She had plaid gear. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had that match at 3 3/4 stars, but for me, it's all about the result and about the fact they're building Palm up on the way to Grand Princess. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, that's really cool. They're not wasting a match here. Like, let's build Palm up to this big match that she's across the ring from with Shoko Nakajima.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think as I look here, I think I give it 4 stars. So how about that? I really liked it, even though Palm pinned my girl Shoko. That's okay. Shoko will get it back.
It's the revenge, buddy. It's the
Mm-hmm.
revenge. It's all in the chase. It's all in the chase. Main event, Yuki Arai, Himawari, and Shino Suzuki. Obviously, Himawari and Shino Suzuki, known as Bumping Gritters,
Mm-hmm.
taking on the team of Miyu Watanabe, Uda Takami, and Toga. Now, we did make mention last week. I actually went back and listened to our podcast about it, and you were talking about with Miyu forcing Yuki Arai to not only
Yeah.
submit, but like beating the dog out of her for 2 or 3 minutes. You're like, is Yuki out of the company? Do we know something that we don't know? And I was
Yeah.
driving home from work, just listened to it, and it popped me. And I think I even told you, I said, well, there's a preview tag match over the weekend. I think Yuki Rai is going to get the win. And I think Yuki Rai not only doesn't need to pin her, she needs to make her submit to get the submit back. This was
Mm-hmm.
really good. Obviously, the stuff with Yuki and Miyu starting. Every one of these preview tags has Yuki and Miyu starting, which is great because you're
Yes.
sitting up in your chair. You're like, this is the main event. This is the big match we're going to get in Sumo Hall. Tickets are selling really, really well. And their stuff was terrific. The bumping gritter stuff that we got, I thought was great, especially with Uda and Himawari. Shino and Toga had some really great exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
We get our waterfalls, and then we get Yuki Arai getting her comeback on me. Now, Miyu, it does is very aggressive. Like she hits the batting hammer, she does like a knee almost into the back of the neck of Yuki Arai, but Yuki Arai comes back with a whole bunch of big boots, hits the finally, puts Miyu in the sharpshooter, and I'm sitting there watching this, and again, I love Miyu, but I'm like, I want the build to be better for Yuki Arai. It's been
Mm-hmm.
great up until last week, but I'm like, I think they're going somewhere here, and I'm like, Miyu needs the tap. Miyu is getting close to the ropes, and Yuki Arai, who's like the most flexible person this side of Soryanu, just like bends back and like grabs Miyu's hand and was like,
Yeah.
nope, never seen the Stinger do it. I never seen Bret Hart do it. I was like, that's really cool. Miyu taps out. Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember last week, and I didn't go back and watch it. Last week when we talked about with Miyu Watanabe beating Yuki Arai with the Canadian backbreaker, you thought she tapped out, where I thought the ref saw that she passed out. Now,
Yeah.
to me, this would make more sense. And again, I got to go back and watch it. It would make more sense and make Yuki look better if Yuki passed out, because now if Yuki did pass out, she didn't have a choice. The ref stopped it. Where
Yeah.
Miyu quit. Miyu had a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So Miyu tapped out. So it's like, well, Yuki can say, like, listen, you may have beaten me in that preview tag, but I didn't call the match. The ref did.
Mm-hmm.
Where you submitted, you gave up to the sharpshooter. My guess with the two big wins back to back, with Miyu getting the win 2 weeks ago and then Yuki getting the win this past week, you're going to see a really, really great long drawn out falsie between the Canadian backbreaker and the sharpshooter. These two are great wrestlers. They're great submission wrestlers. It's the main event. It's going to get time. There's a reason why they did these two finishes within 7 days of each other, because it's going to give a bigger hook to get more drama out of that match in Sumo Hall, partner. I thought the match was great. 4 stars. Yuki Arai getting not only her win back, but getting it
Mm-hmm.
in a pretty well dominant fashion towards the end of this match, my friend. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, this match was really good. I gave 4 stars too, as I look at my stuff here. She did hit Yuki hits the Uncle Slam and the sharpshooter. I'm like, Miyu has to tap out here. She has to tap out. She does. I liked that she tapped out this because before, whenever Yuki would try to put the sharpshooter on, Miyu's legs were too strong and she couldn't get the sharpshooter. So that's pretty cool that she finally got it here. I still think the last match Miyu looked a little bit more stronger and Miyu still got a little more than Yuki got, but that's okay. This match was really good. good, and Mia taps out. So you kind of remember the last thing that happened. So like, well, she does, like you said, Yuki didn't tap out. She might have gave up. The ref might have called it. I mean, she didn't give up. The ref just called it. And Miyu, she definitely tapped out. She made the decision to tap out to Yuki Arai, sharpshooter. So they're building up the match the right way. I think it's a great build so far. Maybe just except for that beatdown of Yuki last time, but yeah, the match. I'm really looking forward to it. And this match was really good here. I thought Toga and Himawari had a really nice exchange here, and then of course the stuff with Miyu and Yuki was really good. So yeah, a solid main event. 4 stars for me.
Andy Header. I messed this up last week. I'm not going to mess it up this week. Before we go into the Marvelous show, who had the marvelous hair and the
Oh,
marvelous gear on this Tokyo Joshi Pro on the way to Grand? Who is the Grand Princess of this show, good
yeah,
sir?
the Grand Princess. I'm trying to. I know I wrote it down here. Let me
Uh-oh.
see here. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I think I put it in the beginning here. So I had some space here. Or did I write it down on a separate?
Oh no.
I'm building suspense here. I know who I'm gonna
Do,
pick though.
do,
Uh,
do. Commercial
yeah.
break. Tune in next
Where
week.
I know. Where did I write it down? I remember writing it down. I even wrote it down in different colors. So if I find it here. Anyway,
Oh,
we'll go with best gear. Best gear is Yuki Arai's new plaid gear. I thought looked really good. I thought Yuki looked good. Yuki did have a fresh hair dye or a fresh hair dye job too, and then it's more pink maroonish colored, kind of that Sharon
Yuki
Osbourne.
Aino? Do you mean Yuki Aino? Okay.
Yuki Aino. I always mix up Yuki Arai and Yuki Aino Strawberry Tam. There we go. Not Yuki Arai, but their names are so close. It's like 2 letters different. Yeah, Yuki Aino had best gear with her plaid gear because Yuki Arai had the same gear. So that's who wins best gear. For best hair, I thought Mizuki's hair looked really good here. So she had that. It just looked really flowing, and she had the braid on the one side. So yeah, Mizuki gets best hair, and Yuki Aino gets best gear.
Strawberry Tam. All right, my
Mm-hmm.
friend. All right. Let's get into this marvelous show. And again, we'll kind of just fire through these first 3 matches as
Yeah.
we go to the 28th of December, 2025. We are in Korakuen Hall, and I'm going to butcher these names, my friend. Match number 1, Echika Mayabami, Rina Amiyaka, and Yuki Mizaki defeating Amalie, Chiki Nanase, and I know Sora Ami. When it is Yuka eating the lariat, or Sorami eating the lariat from Yuki for the 3 count. I thought this was really good. Again, I know very little. I've seen some of these wrestlers before. Male I've seen before. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Sori is part of not Stardom, Marvelous in the same training class as one saying Akaski. We'll get to her in a moment. But I thought
Mm-hmm.
this was a really hot opener. I thought this was really good, really hard hitting. 3.5 stars for me.
Yeah, this match was pretty good. A lot of these people are brand new. It's a Chica Mayave, who I've never seen before. That she does need some. She has some good size, but she does need some new gear. Her gear is kind of plain. Rina Amakura, who she looked really good here. Never seen her before. And I think it was they announced this was Yuki Miyazaki's last match in Marvelous. I don't know if she retired or if this was
Oh,
just
that's right.
like
She
her road
did.
to
Yeah,
retirement.
she did. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen her before, but she did look good. She did do that one crazy submission that the ref was like, let's make sure there's not a wardrobe malfunction here. I'm like, that's a little wild, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, Sora was who hits that? Yeah, Yuki gets the when she hit the cradle shock, the old DVD into Michinoku driver, and that was a near fall. But then she hit the lariat 1, 2, 3, and she wins. Probably I don't know if it was her last match or her kind of last match here, but yeah, I thought it was really good. I gave it 3.5 stars, but yeah, a fine opener, especially from when I didn't know 75% of the people in it.
Match number 2, Karito, excuse me, the legend defeating Ai Hozan with the top rope double stomp. If you remember, Karito did team with Aja Kong to take on Meltier back at All Star Grand
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom 2 in 2024. Karito can still go a little bit. Ai Hozan, you can kind of tell she's bumping and feeding, bumping and feeding. A lot of great near
Yes.
falls from Ai Hozan towards the end that got really the
Yeah.
crowd. Karito did a great job like building suspense towards the end. But eventually, it's Karito with the double stomp onto Iahozan. I thought Iahozan did a great job making Karito look really good here. 3.25 stars for me.
Yeah, I agree with this. I do think that KO should be in tag matches because you can hide a little bit more in a tag match. And singles matches, you can kind of see that she is very, very limited, but she's been wrestling for years. So what can you do here? Then she did hit that Liger bomb near the end for near fall, and I was like, oh, that's it. And I was like, no. Then the lariat near fall, nope. That double stomp that she just, it was like, hey kid, I'm just gonna step on you, so just be prepared. And that was a hell of a double stomp to pour eye holes on here. But yeah, the match was still pretty good, but you can see the limitations. I think if I was booking, I'd have Karo in tag matches.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Match number 3. This was a spot fest. Titus Alexander, El Kakue, and Yoshiki Santa Maria. This was just one crazy move after the other
Mm-hmm.
that did see Titus getting the win with a huge flying knee strike, very much like the Kenta Brian Danielson bicycle
Yeah.
knee strike onto El Kakui for the 3 count. I had this at 3 3/4 stars. Andy had two little quick things here. El Kakui, he did come out to Loco by Cold Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
I Cold Chamber was one of obviously my heavy metal stuff from the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. Cold Chamber was one of my favorite like new metal bands from like the 2000s, like the late
Mm-hmm.
90s, early 2000s. I don't ever know what happened to them. I don't know whatever happened to them. I was a big fan of them. They actually did a cover of Shock the Monkey with the late great
Yep.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy.
Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to Cold Chamber. I was like,
Let
I
me
know that song. I know
let
that
me
song.
see. Uh,
Good.
yeah, sorry, not to interrupt you. I was like, let me see if I can pull up the lead singer's first name, and now I pulled up his full name, Des Fafara. I believe that was his name. I could be wrong, but yeah, Cold Shimmer broke up, and then he formed Devil Driver, which
Oh,
Clouds Over
really?
California was the big hit that they had, and they were on Ozfest a couple times. I don't know if
Sure.
they're still together. I haven't heard anything in years by them, so they could be together. I mean, if you know, send us a message. Let us know. I do like Devil Driver a little bit more than Cold Chamber, but Cold Chamber was cool for the time, and that's the first thing I wrote down. El Kukoi or Kukui comes out to Cold Chamber. They even showed the Cold Chamber actual local video for his entrance video, so like that's kind of cool. And then I was like, this name, what does this mean? So I looked up what El Kukoi is, and it is a Spanish and Portugal, like kind of like a mythic legend, kind of like Bigfoot, where he's kind of like the boogeyman of that area. So that kind of makes sense for his gimmick here.
Another thing I pointed out, I noticed this in a match I was watching, I think in Pro Wrestling Noah, or maybe it might have been DDT. Titus Alexander teams with Starboy Charlie, who we've seen before,
Yeah,
and
we've
they are
seen
the
that three-way. Yeah.
yes, and they are the name of the tag team is the Crush Boys, not the Crush Gals, the Crush
Nice.
Boys. I'm like,
There
oh,
you go.
that makes sense. Yeah, Titus Alexander is somebody that I expect to be in one of these bigger companies really soon. He's
Yes.
really, really good.
He is really good, and he doesn't, especially in this match, and the match with Starboy. And that's what I was like. I know we've seen this three-way before, but it was one different guy, and he had the Spike Dudley gear, and that was Starboy Charlie. This match was kind of the same, but just take him out and put El Cocoy in. It was very Chikarish, I wrote. It was very goofy, but yeah, Titus is one that can get over it without a silly gimmick. I mean, he can do the comedy, but he's really good here. A lot of the spots were funny spots. A lot of it, like what's his name? Yosuke Santa Maria doing like sexual things, or like, oh, he's gonna kiss him, and then he doesn't, stuff like that. And they kind of had El Cocoy being the straight man, the big monster here. But I thought Titus kind of looked the best here, and he does hit
Yeah.
that jumping knee, the deadlift German by Titus for the near fall, and then finally the Basuko by Sukuni 1 2 3. A very fun three-way with silly gimmicks. It is. If you like Chikara, this is a match for you. I gave it 3 3/4 stars.
Match number 4. Now here's the party that we're going to. Rin
Yes.
Katakora, Miyamoto versus Azuki Aoki and Miku Kanai. This was great. Don't get me wrong, Rin Katakora is great. Azuki Aoki, I absolutely love her in Stardom as part of Mi La Vida Loca. This for me, especially towards the end, was all about Miyamoto and Miku Kanai. I think I text you as soon as I got done watching this show, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
their chemistry with Miyamoto, Miku Kanai was great. There was you kind of figured, all right, this is a marvelous show. Miyamoto, like her and Takumi Roha are like the two aces of this company.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get the win here. It's Korakuen Hall. It's their last big show before the end of the year. But there was a couple times where it looked like Miku and I were going to get the win. It really goes to show you how great Miyamoto is at like selling danger, especially that corner to
Mm-hmm.
corner roll up. There was I liked how Miku Kunai towards the end does the dropkick assault to Miyamoto. Like take
Yeah,
that
I
as
wrote
part of
that
your
down
own
too.
medicine. Excellent stuff there. However, it is Miku Kunai hitting a drop step German suplex onto Miku Kunai for the finish. And we did see it in that 6-person tag we talked about a little earlier. Miyamoto absolutely launched, I think it was Utami Hayashishita, I think, in that match. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was like towards the end, right before the TLD. Miyamoto has one of the best German suplexes in wrestling. We don't talk about it
Yeah.
enough. Great great match, 4.25 stars. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, this match was really good. And I think nothing is there to it. The stuff between Mio and Miku was the best stuff here. Miku hit that really nice crossbody to the outside to Mio. The one part here. There was a body slam and a senton to Mio for a near fall, and then the several roll ups by Miku, whereas the back and forth roll ups, and they kept going back and forth. And then finally, that what'd you call it, drop step? I put duck under bridging German suplex by Mio by Mio to Miku. Hard, easy enough to say. 1, 2, 3. Mio gets the win here. A really good tag match. Mio is just so good, and the only thing I was thinking is like I'd like to see Mio in the 5 star. What do you say about that?
Yeah, the fact that she's no disrespect to Marvelous, but like no, the number one Joshi company is Stardom, and then you have
Hmm.
TJPW, Sendai Girls, sometimes Odds Academy, and Marigold. Obviously, kind of fighting between 2, 3, and 4, and then you
Yes.
have Marvelous here. Just like, but can you name me 5 wrestlers in each company that are better than Mio? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Stardom, but that's it. Like, and again, I know loyalty is a big thing in Japan,
Hmm.
like look at Kento Miyahara. The fact he's never left All Japan, it's just like really
Yeah.
like you're not going to Dragon Gate or New Japan or Noah. But man, if I'm one of these companies, I'd be like, you write your own check. You know, Miyamoto's a
Yeah.
special talent. She's a special
Yeah.
talent.
Like you think, hey, we want to sign you. You could still do the occasional Marvelous show, but we want you out here because like she is so good. And it's like not to say she's going to waste a Marigold that keeps in Marvelous, but Marvelous only has shows every so often. I mean, she does. She's always on Sendai Girls, especially Bob Bob Mom Banana. But you would think like somebody's like, hey, we should probably pick her up because she's really good, especially when you get to see her doing a singles match. I mean, and tag matches, she shines with Mama Bob Bob or Bob Bob Mom Banana, and then the Monday Magic match that we've seen here. But anytime she's in a singles match, I'm like, wow, she's really good. So yeah, I would think like, yeah, loyalty, but I think at some point you'd be like, I kind of want to make more money. So I think she's gonna go to one of the bigger companies sooner rather than later.
There's more people talking about her. There's
Hmm.
more people talking about it. I'd love to see her versus Zumi again. Her and Mayu is
Oh my God,
it is the low key dream match. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. Again, we'll
her
see what
May
happens.
Sarah.
Yeah, May Sarah would be cool. Jeez, there's so much there. Her Hazuki. We go on and
Yeah,
on. That'll be maybe the next roundtable discussion is book me and Miyamoto and
and
Stardom and then
Stardom. There we
Marigold.
go.
Semi-main event. Now that last match we saw was a lot of high impact. The last 2 matches, a lot of high impact, a lot of really crazy spots, a lot of really great contrived stuff that was great. This next match is an absolute fight. It's exactly
Hmm.
what you want it to be. Senka Akatsuki versus Sarah Yamaoka. This has been boiling over really since probably April or May of 2025. Senka and Sora were actually supposed to wrestle each other, I believe, on night 1 of Marigold's Dreamstar Grand Prix. But I think like 12 hours before Sanka came down with pneumonia. It was going to be out
No.
like 2 or 3 weeks, and like we have to scrape her from the whole tournament. And
Mm.
then they put Maria in from Magenta, which we'll talk about in
Manchetta.
a
Yeah.
moment. Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll talk about in a moment. So this is a match people were waiting for, and this was great. This was my style of match. Every style match is like my style match, but this is my bread and butter. The hard hitting, the great ground wrestling, the great ground grappling, the chain wrestling, the British
Hmm.
style submissions, just the slaps, the like this went all over the place. Like it was in the ring, and then it was a fight outside the ring, and then it was a fight inside the ring. This was just fantastic, and I love how Sari has been adding in a little more high flying moves. Like she doesn't do it; she does it in the great spots when she
Hmm.
has her opponent worn down, but she's that beautiful springboard drop kick, which was really terrific. You get the forearm exchange between the two. Sari misses the frog splash. Sari hits a few short shoot pins that basically wears down. Our Senka does a few short shoot pins that basically wears down Sari. Then Sari is finally able to get up. By the time she gets up, she does not have time to defend that huge lariat from Senka.
Hmm.
And then Senka going to the top rope, which you don't see often,
Yeah.
hitting the frog splash for the 3 count. This was great, hard hitting, great psychology, great storytelling. They had to double down at the perfect part in this match with all the fighting. And then it's like, now you have time to breathe. Now build it back up for Act 3. 4.5 stars. This was phenomenal. I love this match.
This was really good. I like how it spilled right to the outside and turned into a brawl. So we got a little bit of different type matches, and I love Senka's style, where Senka's not real flashy. She's more smash mouth in your face, more of a strong style, like early '90s wrestler, and that's why she has the look. So I'm all I'm all aboard Senka. Plus, she has the size. she is usually bigger than everyone she wrestles, and she's not just tall, she's also thicker too. So like I really dig her look and everything she got going on. The forearm battle was very strong. That's what I wrote down. Strong forearm battle. Senka hits the two amigos. She doesn't like to do three, just two. There was two spears by Siri that looked really good there, and then a German, and then Senka it gets the fighting spirit, but then gets clothesline back down. That was the double down. So the double down was great. There was a spine buster by Siri that was great, and then a 619, and then a springboard drop kick. I'm like, that's a hell of a near fall. And then finally the lariat by Senka, and Siri turns that into a pin, which was cool. Then they get back up. Siri takes another lariat, then the big frog splash. Yeah, the crowd loves it. The pop at the end for second winning was huge. They ate it up. So everyone's behind Senka here. Yeah, this was really really good. I gave it a little bit lower. I gave it 4.25 stars, but great match.
Excellent match. We go from great match to another great match as the AAAW Tag Team Champions are on the line. Spark Rush, which we've been talking a lot about lately. By the way, Spark Rush is wrestling on the Stardom show against
Really?
Suzuki
That's
and
right. You
Akira
told me. Yeah,
Kogame.
yeah.
Yeah,
That should be
yeah.
awesome. Looking
So
forward to
more Suri versus Suzu near-death experiences because we didn't get enough of them in the summer and fall
that.
of last year. But anyway, Spark Rush of Suri and Takumi Roha, the champions, taking on Magenta of Riku
hmm
Kawahara and Maria. This match starts off almost kind of like where the last match almost ended. It was wild. It was all over the place. It was a
hmm
brawl. Sari was throwing some forearms onto Maria that was like, or not, or she's throwing them onto Maria, but the one she was throwing onto Rico, and then Rico kind of fighting back in like the main aisleway there in Cork and Hall. I'm like, these two have heat because it
Yeah.
really seemed like there
Yeah.
was some really wild stuff. You get great teamwork between the two. I love how once the match gets back in the ring, Sari looks like she's going to dominate Maria, but then Rico comes in and then they cut the ring off
hmm
onto Sari and Takumi. Sari and Takumi only been teaming up for like less than a year at this point, where Magenta's been a team quite a bit the last 4 or 5 years. So I love it how they have the advantage and they do double team work to Sari's arm, and Sari's selling was great. Takumi comes in for the big save. There was great spots there. Then when Sari is able to kind of recoup herself, she comes back with some vicious violence.
hmm
Magenta, they have to cheat. The ref gets pulled. We get chair shots, maybe too many chair shots. There was
Yeah.
one right in front of the referee that I was like, it kind of took me out of the match for a little bit. But we get the end there where we do have Sari. She gets posted. We get the concerto to Takumi Roha. That sets up for Rico to hit the top rope moonsault, pinning Takumi Roha for the 3 count. New tag team champions. I had this at 4.5 stars. I like this one just a little bit more than the last match, but you go from a 4.25 to 4.5 to 4.5, a really great way to end a fantastic show, a marvelous show, pun intended.
Yeah,
Lady Heather.
marvelous show here with our new marvelous tag team champions. Yeah, this match was really good. I have not seen that much of Magenta, but a few matches. But the only thing that I didn't like I thought maybe the heat was a little slow, but other than that, it was pretty good. There was that chair shot directly in front of the referee, and I know I wrote down somewhere. I was like, it's right in front of the referee, and they did the spot where chair shot right in front of ref by Rico. It's like okay, and then they do the handcuff thing, but then they finally get the keys and they get out of the handcuffs. So that was all right. There was the double spine buster Alabama slam to Rika while handcuffed. I thought that was really cool. Then there was two Germans in the double stomp, and then last ride to Rika, and then Maria makes the save. So I bit right there. I'm like, oh, is this one over? No, it wasn't over here. The sandwich super kicks, and then Rika almost rolls up to Takumi. And then Takumi inside out, go to sleep on Rika. Maria pulls out the ref, and then we get more chair shots. The Claymore by Maria to both of them, and then the Chicardo to Chicardo, concerto to
Concerto.
he's a say to Takumi Roja, Michinoku driver, the poison rod, and then find the moonsault by Rico to Takumi 1 2 3. Sari can't make the save in time. Magenta win the tag belts here. A great tag, little slow during the heat, but that's okay because I had a hot ending stretch that was really good. 4.5 stars.
Yeah, really great stuff there. Yeah, and I really liked how it looked like Sarishi was just right there. I'm like, oh, is she going to make
Yeah,
the save? And it
yeah,
was
like
just like half a second too slow. Andy Header, before we get into our final segment, which will be the Women of Honor segment that I mentioned at the beginning of the show, best hair, best gear from the show back right around Christmas time.
I did have this written down because it's right here at the end. So I don't know where I wrote the other one down. I probably wrote down another paper somewhere. So I'll just find it one day. I'm like, best hair, Mizuki. I'm like, okay, I agree. So the best gear here, I thought Amale's gear looked really good here with the black and red and little like metal dots. It looks like so that looked really nice. And the best hair, she got a little bit of length now, but she's still got that pink and black going on. I gotta give it to Mio Momono. So best gear, Amale. Best hair, Mio Momono.
That sets up our finals. Marvelous
Mm-hmm.
versus Tokyo Joshi Pro. Best gear, Amale taking on Yuki Aino Who wins that
Hmm.
one?
I did really like Yuki's gear, but I think I'm gonna pick Amale. I like the Amale's gear just a little bit better.
Best hair. I just realized what I'm about to say.
Uh oh.
Miyamoto versus Mizuki. We made
Mizuki,
mention about like
sign
dream
me up.
matches. That's a
Yeah.
dream match. Yes. Obviously, they're not wrestling, but this is best hair. Miyamoto versus Mizuki. Andy Header, who wins?
If that's a match that's happened, let us know because I'd like to watch it. I think I gotta go. I really like Bob Banana Mio, but Mizuki's hair was looking really good. So Mizuki wins best hair overall.
There we go. I hope that when we do this for Grand Princess, you say that Ireza Giant the Panda has the best hair or
The
best
best
hair.
hair, yeah. Well, he's covered with hair, so I guess
Oh, he's got the advantage because he's head to
yeah,
toe, where these girls only
yeah,
just have
fur,
it on their head.
yeah,
That's an unfair advantage, but it doesn't
yeah.
matter. Oh boy,
There we
we're
go.
really we really got to go there. We got is that legal? I don't know. Maybe we have
Yeah,
to
probably.
ask.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll ask. Maybe Andy's like, but maybe he should be disqualified because he has too much hair.
Who should
Yeah.
we ask? Gerp Goodwin, maybe Gerp would know.
Gerp is the expert in
Good old
hair.
Gerp, body
Gerp is
hair.
expert in whatever we want him to be. Gerp. Oh, Gerp is
Andy
that.
Andy Header, it is time for the very first Women of Honor segment. We will go to this past week's Honor Club, as we do have Maya World versus Athena in a proving ground match. Now, basically, what this is, if Maya World pins or lasts the 10 minutes with Athena, she does get a title shot against Athena. Athena's been champion like 3 years there.
Crazy.
Great job on Caprice Coleman and Ian Riccaboni saying that Athena in these proving ground matches is 33-0. She has
Wow.
never lost a proving ground match before. It's like, well, usually it's like the win or the last the 10 minutes, and then
Hmm.
the champion would get the win back. And I obviously didn't know that. So we get now Maya World, for those who don't know, maybe I'm breaking kayfabe here, is actually a student of Athena's. She does train at
Mm.
Athena's school quite a bit. So these two know each other really well, which obviously you see here. This was really good, but these two need more than 10 minutes. This is great back and
Yeah.
forth. Athena gets the first advantage with some heavy, heavy strikes, and she hits a forearm. She hits a running Samato in the corner. We do see Maya World. She comes back with a final cut. We get a form exchange between the two. Athena winds up sending Maya World over the top rope. Athena hits that beautiful suicide dive. Back in the ring we go. Athena starts kicking away at Maya World. Maya World is able to come back with a quesadora into a drop kick,
Mm.
scoring Maya 2 count. Athena hits this beautiful pump knee into the rolling elbow for a 2 count. Great, great fire with Maya World. Like great,
Really.
like Bret Hart style, being able to come back from all this
Yeah.
punishment. And this is in the new studio that they've been taping in, like that smaller studio. But the
Hmm.
crowd is getting really, really involved because of the acoustics in the building are really good, and you can hear the crowd really getting behind Maya World here towards the end. We get a few roll ups back and forth. Athena hits a deadlift powerbomb for a 2 count, and then Maya World goes for a code breaker. However, this part was great towards the end. Athena goes for a second rope code breaker. Maya catches her and hits a twisting Falcon arrow
Oh
for a two
wow.
count. And then Maya hits her finishing move onto Athena. I don't know what it's called, but she basically has her opponent picked up and like a reverse crucifix. Like if Maya's here and Athena's head is behind my
They're
right
both looking
arm,
the
and her
same
leg,
way.
yeah, and then she basically flattens them out. I don't know. I've seen Maya win so many matches
Hmm.
with it. I know she's got to have a cool move for it, and I apologize, folks. Please let me know what it is, or maybe I'll hit
Yeah.
Maya up myself to let her know what it is, because I'm going to be talking about a lot of Maya World matches here on Ring of Honor. As she hits it, she goes for the cover, and the bell rings. And
Oh.
Caprice Coleman makes a point that Maya still, regardless, a win is as good as a draw. She's going to get a title shot, but she was on top here. And if this happens in a regular match, there's no 10-minute time limit. I think Ring of Honor rules, I think it's an hour. We would have saw a new champion. So not only is the undefeated streak of these proving ground matches over, but Maya World did look like she was going to beat the champion here. So this was
Wow.
really good. But you can tell, like with a longer match stretch, these two are going to have a next level match. I'm such a huge fan of both these wrestlers. Obviously, we've known Athena's been great since her
Yeah.
Ember Moon days back in
Hmm.
NXT, and she's crushing it in Ring of Honor. Had a great match with Shuri 2 weeks ago in the New Japan show in New Jersey. But this is a huge spotlight for Maya World. I'm glad that she's getting it. And we're going to be seeing sometime soon, probably on the next pay per view or special event that they do, Maya World versus Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's
Yeah,
Championship.
how about that? That sounds really good. I have to go back and watch that. If I find some time, if I can find some time, I'll watch that. But that sounds really good. Good for Maya World because she was the one that filled in when uh, what's her name? I can't think of her name now. Her and I can't think of her name. But
Hyan.
they filled in for.
Oh, for Miranda Alzay and Nixon Newell. Yeah.
Either Nixon, Noel, Tegan Knox. Yeah, they filled in, so they weren't even supposed to be signed. So she shouldn't even really be here. So yeah, she's definitely making the best of just getting signed because she was willing to do the work and fill in and take the job. And now she's having a great match with Athena. So good for her. And now it looks like they're gonna have another one. So that's awesome.
She would have got signed regardless. I think the people have
Yeah,
been clamoring for it. I think it was just a matter of fact of who was going to get her first. Was going to be NXT, WWE, or AEW Ring of Honor. I mean, she
yeah.
should have been signed a year ago. She's such a special talent. She got signed the same time as Hyan. Speaking of Hyan,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to go to the next match.
Mm.
Ring of Honor TV Championship, Red Velvet versus Hyan. Again, Red Velvet is another one. Super,
Yes.
super improved. Big lockup between the two. Get some great technical wrestling. Hyan gets the first advantage with a huge pump kick. Red Velvet hits a drop kick, sending Hyan into the apron. We get back and forth. We go off the apron. We get back into the ring. Red Velvet hits a series of roll-ups for a 2 count. Hyan comes back with a beautiful flying knee strike. She parlays that into a corner knee strike, and then she hits a Falcon Arrow onto Red Velvet for a 2 count. Again, great back and forth, great form exchange, great strike exchange. Hyan gets the better of. Hyan does go for the Tiger Suplex, but Red Velvet is able to flip out of that, and then Red Velvet hits a mid kick and then a spinning head kick, very much like Natsu Place
Mm.
Crown
Yeah.
Splitter to get the 3 count on the Hyan. I thought this was good. I didn't have the time on this match, but I don't think it went more than 10 minutes. I think that
Really?
if they had
Wow.
a longer match, they can tell
Yeah.
more of a story at the same time. It's TV. I think they only have an hour on Honor
Yeah.
Club or whatever it is. I like the new intimate setting. I really like how it's not taped the
It's like
same time
studio
as
wrestling.
AEW.
Yeah.
It's like studio wrestling. It reminds me of the old NWA days. I
Mm-hmm.
really, really enjoy it. I like Ring of Honor has its own thing now. And again, you look at all these great wrestlers and women of honor. I mentioned Deonna Purrazzo, obviously Athena, Maya World, Hyan, Red Velvet is really good. I think this is a really cool thing that we can talk about the ladies in Ring of Honor. I think it's a great way to debut this new episode with
Yeah.
Athena, the forever champion, Red Velvet, the TV champion, really making waves, and then basically the two new shiny new
Mm-hmm.
toys in Ring of Honor and Hyan and Maya World, which I can't sing their praises enough. I'm really looking forward to watching more Women of Honor wrestling, my friend.
Yeah, that's a great segment. It was your brainchild. I'm glad because I get to hear about Raw Rage because a lot of times it flies on the radar and I don't look. If you don't look, you don't find it. So yeah, I look forward to more Ring of Honor. And I am a big fan of Red Velvet, and of course Athena is great. I mean, ever since she's had Moon, she's been really good. So
Andy Header, this has been our longest episode of Talk Joshi. We knew
yeah,
it would be. We only 2 shows. We knew it would be. Next week may break it. We'll see. We shall see. Brother, not unless there's anything else you want to talk about. You ready to wrap this baby up?
yeah. Let's wrap it up here. It's the longest episode, but hey, there was a lot to cover.
It's a good
So if you want
episode.
to, yeah, yes. If you want to find me on Facebook or Instagram, search Andy Hater. I will come right up at Blue Sky. I'm age 24, and Twitter, X, whatever you like to call it. I am at Get Some Header. Pun intended.
Folks, check me out on TikTok. I'm getting really good at that. I'm getting a
Mm,
lot of views. I'm figuring
nice.
different things out. It's
The
at Matt Turner.
algorithms.
Yeah, look out, baby. It's at Matt Turner OF, as well as my Instagram and Twitter. So questions, comics, suggestions, anything you need from me, Matt Turner OF on the Instagram and the Twitter is the easiest, fastest, and bestest way to get a hold of me. There's 2 other places you get a hold of me, Andy Header. There's an email address, Matt at
Mhm.
worldofjoshi.com. However, there's another email address that we're
Mhm.
going to let everybody know where you can get a hold of me at, and that is the Stardom Cast 22
22.
at gmail.com. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for a fantastic loaded episode of Talk
Mhm.
Joshi. We greatly appreciate your support. Can't do without you. It's like I always say, just not my podcast. It's our podcast. As we're all together, everybody's different. Everybody's special.